Sorry guys, just trying to get shit set up here. Trying to get things adjusted here. Hold on. No, it's not helpful because you're being annoying, pop-out cards. I would like to just get to my chat, please. There we go. Okay. We're good. So, hello everybody. Let me just switch here. There we go. Hello everybody. We are here to just hang out, cover a bunch of different things, including, but not limited to, the Canadian budget, which is being voted on today. Let me just turn the music down. Turning the music down. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now let's check my audio because my microphone has been a little bit quiet lately. So let's see where my audio is here. Excuse me, I tapped the live button. Could you please skip ahead to the live, please, and thank you? Okay. So, we are going to talk about Hasan. We are going to talk about the budget. We are going to talk about, let's see, drama, and I've got a visual venture video. We haven't watched visual venture in quite a while. And I'm sure we'll find some other things to look at. Today's financial audit, for instance, was interesting. We might have a gander at that. But I haven't been multi-streaming in quite some time. So I figured we would do that and screw. I'm just gonna stream on Twitch and Kick and Twitter and YouTube and all of everywhere because that's what I need to do. So I'm hoping that you guys are ready to have fun, picking whatever platform you wish to watch me on. And oh good, here's the audio and it sounds awesome now. Good. Okay. Hello, Cannibalistic Wizard. Good to have ya. And of course, I always encourage you guys to share the stream, like the stream. The Streamlabs link is in the description if you feel like throwing in some shekels. So we're gonna take a whole shitload of stuff, and the budget's at $645. So I've got CPAC pulled up already. So that will get ready. That will be ready for us to take a look at when it's time. And I think we will be all right to, let me just switch over to our video window. Video windows. Okay, there's CPAC TV. And I'm gonna open the other video that I want to end with. I really do not like the way that the XDMs look on the computer now. Oops. They've really kind of made it go into a really weird way. It looks very strange. Okay. And I really don't like the layout of it, but oh well. And it still doesn't work very well with VoiceOver, like it refreshes over and over again, which is why it's really hard for me to look at tweets on the computer, because for some reason on a Mac with VoiceOver, with the Twitter, like the actual Twitter website, the tweet will, I guess because there are so many people tweeting all the time, the page just refreshes every 5 seconds, and I can't actually read a tweet by, like, in its entirety. Streaming everywhere, does that include the hub? Yeah, no. Turn the music down I'm at 5%. I can't turn it down anymore, so I hope it's better. I hope it's better now. So where shall we start? Let's see. Where shall we start? We're gonna learn about this TikTok surgeon, not surgeon, whatever the fuck a surgeon is. Speaking of surgeons, I've found out that the referral to the orthopedic surgeon has been accepted. Hooray! I just have to wait for the schedule now, so I can report back to the surgeon about how my pain was not reduced very much at all. So unfortunately, I'm still pretty much in pain all the time, but it's a good diagnostic tool because that shows the surgeon that there wasn't very much inflammation, not inflation, inflammation in the joint, which means that it is definitely a cartilage issue. That's what I was told anyways. So that means that this is a good thing. We're on the right track. Then after the hip issue is fixed, I can ask them about the joint, the SI joint in my back, because that's, I'm pretty sure, what started the whole hip pain issue in the first place, because I was compensating for the back pain, trying to lose weight because I knew a doctor would say something about it for a back issue, and then that's when the hip cartilage tore. So after the hip is fixed, I have to talk to the surgeon about, hey, why is my lower back hurting? Can we fix that too? So at least it's moving along, and it's like, at least it's moving along. And the other thing is, I've also started taking what's it called? I have prescription iron supplements, and I'm a lot more awake now, and it's gonna start, I'm hoping it's gonna get even better. I've only been on them for a week and a half, so I'm hoping that things will improve even more, and that I will start feeling more energetic and less sluggish, and therefore less boring. So here's hoping for that. So I think we are going to start out with learning about this Russian TikTok surgeon who blinded somebody. Yes, you heard me. Blinded somebody with their cosmetic procedures. And we're going to learn how and what their punishment ended up being. And it's not what you think. So let's see what Adazi has to say.
This TikTok surgeon just got sent to the Russian front lines after a botched eyelid surgery. And essentially, she was told by the Russian court, you blinded a patient, so instead of going to prison, you're going to a war zone.
See, I'm not sure I would want anybody that was incompetent enough to blind somebody in a cosmetic surgery practice to, like, treat me. Even in meatball surgery, like, I would want somebody that didn't have a failure rate of blinding somebody to get me patched up enough to get to a hospital. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure I would want this person treating my soldiers, but okay.
For 2 years, I fought for justice in an attempt to prove that I was not to blame for the blindness of a sighted person. I didn't succeed. I lost. I am sure that this story does not characterize me in any way, either as a doctor or as a person.
So this person that went to this doctor was not a disabled person when she went to this doctor. So this person was in essence just looking for beautification, looking for a cosmetic improvement. And this is what happens.
So this cosmetic surgery influencer, someone who's essentially used to posting eyelid lifts and facelifts on Instagram, she just got sentenced for blinding a patient.
Hello,
Instead of
Alexander.
serving time in prison, she got sent straight to the Russian front lines as punishment. Is this like the real life version of being sent to the gulag? The
guess
surgeon at the
so.
center of this is Ekaterina Lunskaya, 40 years old, once a rising name in the luxury plastic surgery scene in Moscow. And this is essentially someone who marketed herself as a plastic surgeon and a candidate of the medical sciences. Today though, her main Instagram is private, her TikTok account, I can't find it anywhere anymore, but the bio though is still visible, and it says, maxillofacial and plastic surgeon candidate of medical sciences, appointments for consultations and surgeries are closed.
Why would you leave that up? Just take it down. Like, if you're not accepting patients and consultations are closed, just take your bio down. You've already taken down your company's social media page. Your TikTok's gone. Like, why would you keep that up? That looks really weird.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to phrase the court banned me from practicing medicine for 2.5 years, but she did actually have 2 Instagram accounts, a public professional one and a private ones for friends and family. But now, both are private. But as a lot of people are probably asking, how did this woman go from a TikTok plastic surgeon influencer to a war zone doctor in under 2 years? Well, back in October 2023, Ekaterina performed a blepharoplasty, an upper eyelid lift.
So that's this stuff. Like she did something to this part of the eyelid. Okay.
So I think this is just like removing excess skin that's up here. That's
So if you've got like loose wrinkles right here, she was gonna take that off. Okay.
my understanding of what that is. But her patient was Ina Baroda, who just so happens to be the wife of Alexander Baroda, the president of the Federation of Jewish Communities in Russia. And this
Pretty well known. Russia has a pretty big Jewish community. So does the Ukraine, actually. If you know your history, a lot of the people that came to Canada during the Bolshevik Revolution were Jews and Mennonites, Ukrainian Mennonites. My day's going well, Alexander. I'm just here covering a bunch of craziness, including the Canadian vote on its budget in just under 2 hours here.
And this was at a private clinic in Moscow called Kleko and was supposed to be a pretty standard cosmetic procedure. It's
a pleco. That, you know what that makes me think of? A fish.
common, quick, and done by thousands of surgeons every single year.
Okay.
Instead, it turned into a medical disaster because, according to court records and a panel of medical experts, Ekaterina removed way too much skin during the eyelid lift, which left the patient unable to fully close her eyes.
So she must have taken off quite a few millimeters of skin to keep this poor lady from keeping her eyes closed. Like, that means she would have had to keep her eyes like this. That sucks, like not being able to close.
And this
your
small
eyes.
problem turned into a big one because
I have fake eyes and I can still close my eyes. That's gotta suck.
her corneas was damaged, and then one of them ended up detaching. Then she eventually lost all of her vision. And when I say vision loss, I don't mean like, oh, my eyesight got worse. I mean, she went fully blind.
That's scary. Like, you don't expect to go blind when you're going in for a cosmetic procedure that has to do with your eyelids. Like, I could understand the risks, and even still with laser surgery, it's been developed and perfected enough that you should be able to get laser surgery done with fairly large expectations that you will not go blind, right? But this was not LASIK. This was dealing with the skin around the eyeball, not the eyeball itself. So, like, there's no reason why her corneas should have been affected at all. Like, what did this lady do?
For a period of time, Ina could not see anything. She ended up going to Italy for 4 corrective surgeries because Russian specialists said that the case was too complex. After all 4 operations, her vision only came back to 30% in one eye. And
So that means, okay, so she went from sighted, okay, completely sighted, to blind in both eyes. And then after 4 corrective surgeries, she only got just over a quarter of her vision back in one eye. Just because she wanted the loose skin on her eyelids taken away. Like, usually I would be all, oh, that's vanity, blah, 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 blah. But regardless of whether it's vain or not, this lady went in with a clear expectation of this person being a professional doctor who knew what she was doing. And there's, like, that would be like going for a breast augmentation and then, coming back with stomach, like, stuff in your stomach or a butt implant that went wrong. Like, there's nothing, like, why would you touch her eyeballs? You're there to do her eyelid skin, not her, like, what are you doing?
And the bill for all these surgeries, flights, hotel stays, and everything, that was 27.6 million rubles, which is around $305,000.
That's a lot. That is a lot of rubles. Like, I understand that the Russian ruble is not anywhere close to where the American or Canadian dollar is, but still, $300,000 to $500,000 is not cheap, even for a prominent member of society.
And obviously, that's the number that her lawyer brought to court.
Yeah.
Russian media was definitely all over this case. The husband, a high-profile community leader, and the surgery was botched, and the victim was nearly blind. And of course, the person who did all this was a fairly large TikTok and Instagram influencer. And the Moscow court charged Lutskaya with Article 238 and 118, providing unsafe services and causing serious harm to health by negligence. And on June 2025, the verdict came back: 11 months and a penal colony, and 2.5-year ban on practicing medicine.
So she was going to go to a prison camp, basically, a penal colony. And then she was going to have her license suspended, which I think fair, right? Fair. I honestly, I think her license should just be indefinitely suspended. But, it is what it is.
She also got an order to pay 500,000 rubles in damages, which the victim's lawyers said they would try to increase since the victim...
That's barely anything. 500,000 rubles is like $5,000.
And paid over 27 million rubles for this whole thing. 500,000 rubles is a little bit over $6,000. So $6,000 versus over $300,000 of kind of trying to fix your problem. So you went from, being able to fully see to now only being able to see 30% in one eye. Yeah, that's rough.
Horrible.
And just shows you like the incredible risks that come with plastic surgery.
And you know what? Yes, there are a lot of risks that come with plastic surgery, but I still think that if you go and you do your research and you expect this doctor to know what they're doing, you should not be like, oh, well, I could go into this and come out blind. Like, that's not something, like, this is not like the lady who had body dysmorphic disorder, or body integrity disorder, and was like, pour bleach cleaner in my eyes, doctor, psychiatrist person. Like, that's different. This is, take the wrinkles out of my eyelids. What the fuck? Now I can't see. What did you do?
But Lutskaya, the influencer, she insisted that she was innocent, pleading not guilty in court. And she also accused investigators of stopping her from getting an independent medical examination, saying the approved investigation didn't cover everything. And right when things couldn't get even more chaotic, her own lawyer got stripped of their legal status.
Oh, shit. That is never a good look. When your own lawyer gets basically the Canadian version of disbarred, you're screwed.
How does that happen? Well,
Yeah.
Okay, because apparently her defense attorney, Kristina Vyotskaya, and her head of law office were both disbarred for publicly leaking the victim's medical information. Hold up, what?
Oh, that's not okay. The lawyer was just like, here's the victim's records, everybody. What the fuck?
So I guess the fallout from all of
That's
this
not
was so big
okay.
that even the defense team went down with a ship. hold up. Like, what is going on here? This is the
don't know.
first time I've ever heard of this. Obviously, this case just kept snowballing. But before all this, Katerina, she was a celebrity in the beauty and cosmetic surgery world. Like, she offered VIP procedures, she posted glamorous photos, and gave interviews about her work. And now, Katerina has her social media locked, and the only thing left is this eerie bio announcing that all consultations and surgeries are closed.
I just want to know, how many other procedures did she screw up? Or is this the only one? And if it is, why did she screw it up? How did she screw it up?
It's like watching a public brand dissolve in real time. And here's where the story takes this like very weird turn. Because obviously, Katerina didn't end up serving that time in the penal colony. Instead, her sentence was wiped in exchange for the government contract sending her directly to the war zone, treating injured Russian soldiers in the makeshift frontline hospital. So, she can't practice as a doctor for 2.5 years, but she can be a doctor to injured soldiers.
Yeah, could you imagine if MASH had like had like Pierce and Honeycutt and Winchester, and then some like weird fucking this weird person that fucking, you know, blinded somebody. This was, instead of being put into prison, was like, you're now in the MASH unit as a doctor, and this doctor is like barely competent, and they're like, you know, blinding patients and killing patients, and then they have to go to the front line. Like, what the fuck? Why?
I have so many questions.
I would not.
Also, the court
want that.
did
If
give
I
her this
was-
option, and she
If I was a doctor that was serving with this woman, I would be like, nobody let her perform anything unsupervised.
took it, which honestly wouldn't have been my first choice nor my 50th choice.
No.
But to each their own. And she also went ahead and announced it herself before locking her accounts.
Hasan.
This is just such a neck breaker of a story. I mean, I saw it in passing. I went, whoa, what? There's no way that happened. But apparently it did. She also said that she would spend the next year treating the wounded under contract.
I am sure that my decision may seem too risky or too dangerous to many, but I am sure that in such a difficult period in the life of our country, every doctor, if he were in my place, would do the same.
Yeah, every doctor that didn't like blind a patient, okay? You have proven incompetence. And now you're gonna go work with the soldiers that are on the front line, and people aren't supposed to be like, I don't know about that. Like, are you serious, lady? No.
But here in that video, she said that she would spend the next year treating the wounded under contract with the Ministry of Defense. And that's quite the jump from going from eyelid lifts for VIP clients to wounds in a war zone. Because she
Like, exactly. What if you... Because people that do cosmetic surgery versus people that do like amputative surgery or orthopedic surgery do vastly different surgical training. Like, they don't, like, most of them start off doing the regular like medical textbook shit, right? But then when you go into your specialty, you focus on that specialty. So how is somebody who learned how to like fix eyelids and add things and take things away from your cheeks and chin and put lip filler in and whatever, how is that person even capable of dealing with, like, I need to cut this person's leg off, or I need to perform emergency heart surgery in order to get them patched up and stable enough to get them to a safer location hospital. Like, that is nowhere in the same vicinity of medical training.
She jumped from influencer surgeon to criminal defendant to penal colony sentence to frontline doctor. And my understanding is a penal colony is kind of like a Russian prison. Because the first time I heard of that name was when, what was her name? I think it was Brittany Griner was sent there over her whole debacle going in Russia. It's a settlement for exiling prisoners to a remote location, often for forced labor and isolation from the general population. Either way, it sounds miserable. But Russia was
Doesn't
able
it,
to send
though?
Ekaterina to the war zone because the country allows some people with short prison sentences to replace jail time with service in the military. And
I mean, I get the idea. I really do. I get the idea of if somebody's got a short prison sentence, make them serve in the military, but at the same time, you have your soldiers' safety to think about. But this is the place that tries to balance the tightrope between communism and capitalism, so.
And this isn't like normal community service, and it's not really like a draft either. It's this deal that the government offers to certain workers who have skills that are badly needed, especially doctors. So instead of going to the penal colony, the person signs a contract with the Ministry of Defense and is sent to help in the war zone. So since Lenskaya's sentence is 11 months, it kind of made her a good fit for this kind of swap.
Yeah.
Normally in Russia, sentences under 2 years are the ones
Plastic surgeon is good. Yeah, that's true. Have her do all the
who are most
stitching.
likely to be replaced with
Just
military
make her
work.
do all
And since the
stitching.
front lines have
That's
serious
what she
shortages of
can
medical
do. She can just suture everybody under a careful, watchful eye.
staff, the government sees more value in a surgeon treating wounded soldiers than sitting in prison somewhere. And this, I guess, is even though she was convicted of harming a patient, Russia still considers her skills useful. But this whole like go to war instead of jail thing, that was so strange to me. I had to look more into it because what happened to Ekaterina isn't some random one-off. Russia's been offering this deal to a growing number of people who are charged with crimes. Because in 2024, this new law made it possible, and many cases required that both prosecutors and defense lawyers tell the accused that they can go to war zones instead of going to court. And if
So basically, Russia is running out of troops so badly that they're bribing criminals to go to war. They're like, hey, you could go to a penal colony, or you could go and possibly die. Which one would you like to do? And they're like, I'll take possible death, thank you.
And if they agree and sign the contract with the military, the case is paused right away, and when the war ends, many of those cases are closed completely. Lawyers say this
That's
is kind of like
insane.
now the new normal option offered across the country. And some people sign because they're scared of prison, and some sign because, you know, they think it will clear their record. And others, like this 18-year-old named Yaroslav Lipovsky, he signed because he thought that was his only choice. But unfortunately, his life ended only 2 weeks after signing that contract.
See, that's it. That's it. Exactly what I just said. You can either you can either go to jail or die. That's apparently the choice. And unfortunately, that kid died, which really sucks. That's really unfortunate. Who just gave me that notification? Let's see. Let's check the mini feed. Jen XOXX, I think. Thank you for following. You are awesome. Welcome.
Track going down to the war zone. So obviously, just like it sounds, being sent to a war zone has its own extremely serious risks. And that's why the surgeon's choice shocked so many, because she went from an influencer to
form of
actually
conscription.
signing
Yeah,
one of
that's
these deals. And I mean, overall, this case is just so weird and kind of scary. Like, a lot of what happened during the trial does not make a lot of sense, and the outcome is also interesting, to put it lightly. But I guess this is what can happen when you make a big medical mistake and you mix it with a court system that can trade a prison sentence for time in a war zone. I was trying to find a lesson here, but it's kind of hard. I mean, maybe just like focus more on your craft rather than your Instagram and TikTok bios, and maybe you won't get sent to a war zone.
Or you could, I don't know, do a better job of just focus on your craft. Don't rush it. I don't even know how you blind somebody if you are looking at their, or if you're working on their eyelids. Okay, let me check CPAC here.
$1.2 trillion. Yet since 1980,
Oh, they're debating
Canadians
still.
have
Okay. We haven't missed the vote. Okay. Good. I'm just checking. I'm just checking because I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. Committee. What is it? What's going on here? CPAC TV. I've got it muted. I'm just seeing what they're doing right now. House of Commons proceedings. Monday. Proceedings from the House of Commons. Okay. We're good. We are good. Okay. So, I grabbed this video because I really enjoy visual venture videos, and I haven't looked at one of his videos for quite a while. And he just put out a video that says TV shows that were banned because they were too disturbing. And I'm like, oh, that just sounds interesting. So, why not take a look at that while we're waiting for CPAC to... or for the vote to happen. And don't forget, let's get some more people in here. Let's like and share the stream. And check out and visit the Streamlabs link. It accepts PayPal and credit cards. Okay, let's take a look at this visual venture video. I want to know what TV shows he's talking about.
The Canadian Broadcast Standards Council says the mighty Morphin Power Rangers is too violent and
I didn't know that! Really?
wants it off the air.
Her performance was so terrifying that MGM decided to cut entire scenes where they deemed her too scary for younger audiences.
I really want to know.
This is the most insane idea for a television show I've ever heard. This is going to be canceled immediately.
A little controversy can make a show exciting. Too much can destroy it. Today, we'll explore TV shows and TV episodes banned for being too controversial. We'll uncover the dark stories behind them and why networks decided the public should never see them again. We'll start with the unsettling cases and save the worst for last.
We're gonna start with the unsettling and save the worst. Oh boy, what have you found?
Guys, so it's almost at the end of the year and my goal is still the same, to increase the number of videos I put out without sacrificing quality. And to do that, we gotta keep growing, so it would mean the world if you subscribe, and I promise to do the best to make the best videos I possibly can. I'm Visual Venture and you are awesome. By the way, a big thanks to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Ghost Watch. In 1992, the BBC set out to make the scariest TV show ever. Their plan was simple, but deeply twisted. It was in 2 steps. Step 1, create a ghost story that looked completely real. Step 2, make viewers believe that the ghost could reach through the screen and attack anyone watching at home.
How did I never know about this show? I would have loved to watch this show. Okay, I need to find it.
They didn't just want to scare people. They wanted viewers to feel haunted as if watching the show cursed them. This is the story of how they pulled it off and how that broadcast caused so much panic that it was banned from ever airing again.
What? Okay, I need to find this show. I need to find this show like right now.
The show was called Ghost Watch. In the weeks before it aired, the BBC promoted it as a live investigation into a haunted house. Here's what they told viewers. A single mother in North London believed her home was haunted.
Pokemon had a few episodes banned? Oh, really? I was never a Pokemon watcher, so I never knew that.
Here's what they told viewers. A single mother in North London believed her home was haunted. The woman claimed that she and her 2 daughters were being tormented by a violent ghost. To uncover the truth, the BBC promised to send a team of reporters to spend the night inside the home. Their cameras would be rolling the entire time. Every noise, every shadow, every scream would be broadcast live. If a ghost really was there, millions of people would see it happen in real time.
So this sounds a lot like the show Paranormal investigators or whatever it is. I wonder if that's where they got this idea from.
Was a setup, and the audience
the
bought
paranormal
every word of it.
investigator
But behind the
got
scenes,
their
the
idea.
entire thing was fake. The haunted house was a studio set. The woman and her 2 daughters were actors, and the ghost didn't exist. But viewers didn't know that. They thought they were about to witness a real ghost filmed on live television. Ghost Watch aired on Halloween night 1992. Millions across the UK tuned in. From the first scene, it looked like a real news broadcast.
No creaking gates, no Gothic towers, no shuttered windows. Yet for the past 10 months, this house has been the focus of an astonishing barrage of supernatural activity.
To make
I almost want to watch this and do like a reaction. I almost, that actually sounds like it might be a fun thing to do.
To make it more convincing, they interviewed the family living inside.
Confrontations, of course, with the supernatural can be devastatingly real. Let's find out what effect they've had on Mrs. Early and her family.
The woman and her daughters sounded scared and desperate.
It's wrecked my house, my home, my family.
After hearing their story, the reporters promised to capture the ghost on camera. For almost 40 minutes, nothing strange happened. Everyone was just waiting. Then it started. The clocks stopped, the temperature dropped, and loud banging came from inside the walls.
They actually got the clocks. Okay, they first they did the whole demon thing where the clocks stopped.
Remember, guys,
Okay.
millions were watching live. Most believed that a real ghost was inside that home, but the BBC wasn't done yet. They wanted to make viewers think that the ghost could crawl through their TV and torment them in their homes. Here's how they did it. The hosts said viewers were calling in from across the country. These callers claimed strange things were happening in their homes while they watched.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant to have to fake having callers calling in and going like, hey, this is happening right now. That's smart.
We're getting
That's really cool.
all sorts of calls. In Derby, someone was ringing to say that her clock had stopped. Ken and Joyce Shrivener from Telford in Shropshire, their radio has gone dead.
Of course, none of it was true. No one was actually calling in to say they were haunted, but the audience didn't know that. People across the UK believed that Ghost Watch was cursed, and that simply watching the show was letting the ghost into their homes.
This is on the level of War of the Worlds. This is really smart.
Some panicked and turned off their TVs. Others kept watching. But things were about to spiral completely out of control. As the night went on, things in Ghost Watch got worse. Objects started flying across the room.
There are incredible noises coming from the walls and from the ceiling.
The cameraman suddenly collapsed. Then one of the daughters started speaking in a deep voice like she was possessed.
Oh Jesus, that's fucked up. If I had been watching that, like, even as a teenager or a young adult, I would have believed that.
Even the presenter began acting strangely. He was mumbling nonsense as if he wasn't in his right mind. Then, when things were the most chaotic, the broadcast ended. Within minutes, panic spread across Britain. The BBC received 30,000 angry calls about Ghost Watch. The phone lines even jammed. Parents said their children were crying. Others believed their homes were haunted. Some even said they could see ghosts in their bedrooms.
I bet. Like, there are a lot of people that truly believe in ghosts. And I bet there were a lot of kids that were watching and got really, really scared.
Ghost Watch became the first case of PTSD caused by a television program. To calm the public, the BBC admitted Ghost Watch wasn't real. There was no haunting, no ghost, and no danger. Viewers felt tricked and betrayed. The next morning, the story was all over the newspapers. The authorities accused the BBC of deliberately trying to cultivate a sense of menace. Ghost Watch was banned. It never aired on public television again. But Ghost Watch didn't stay buried. Years later, it was quietly released on DVD. Since then, it's become a cult classic.
Sweet, I bet you it's on YouTube somewhere.
Ghost Watch showed us how easy it is to miss what's really happening. Just like it's easy to miss when you've been charged for a subscription you thought you canceled 6 months ago. Well, out my ear. Listeners in canceled friends, I encourage you guys to take control with cannabis. The QR code on screen to get started for free.
About cannabis?
Cooked with cannabis.
Okay.
In 2020, Netflix released a new reality show about food. At first, nobody thought much about it. It was just another cooking competition. But one country saw it differently. To them, that show was a crime, and they did everything to make sure their citizens could never watch it. That show was named Cooked with Cannabis. For YouTube's sake, we'll call it Cooked with Grass.
So it was a reality show, I'm guessing, where you would cook or bake with weed. You would like infuse a sauce or do a brownie or a cake or something. And okay, I get it. Let me guess, it was Singapore.
The concept was straightforward. 3 chefs stepped into the kitchen to compete. Each had to make their best 3-course meal. At the end, a panel of judges chose a winner. That winner walked away with $10,000. But there was one rule that made it unlike any other cooking show. Every meal had to include grass.
Each episode, 3 expert cannabis chefs will prepare a 3-course cannabis-infused menu that will put their culinary skills to the ultimate test.
And you know what? Like, people laugh at this and, oh, stupid weed stoner shit. You have to be pretty balanced when you're cooking with cannabis, because if you overdo it, it will just taste like you're eating bud. And it's not fun. So to get like a good balance of what's the word? Effect, without having your food taste like you've just put a whole bud of cannabis in your mouth, is not as easy as you might think.
The creator said it wasn't about promoting anything illegal. They simply wanted to take away the stigma around grass.
It's really difficult to dismantle years of misconceptions and stigmas about marijuana.
They wanted to prove that grass could be a legitimate cooking ingredient, not just a taboo topic. And in many ways, it succeeded. Chefs used grass in sauces, desserts, and main dishes.
You could absolutely do, because when you heat up flour, then it starts to decarbonize, and it starts to activate for eating. So you could absolutely like have some ground up stuff and infuse it into a sauce, or make some butter out of it and make like a cookie or a brownie. You could put it in chili. You could, like, there's so much you could do with it.
Judges scored them on creativity, taste, and presentation. Cooked with Cannabis premiered on Netflix in April 2020, and reviews were quite positive. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 86%. Some viewers liked it so much they begged Netflix to make at least 10 seasons. But not everyone was impressed. The show appeared in the Netflix streaming library for millions of Singaporeans. When the Singaporean government saw it, they were furious because
I knew it was Singapore. As soon as I heard one country thought it was a crime, I'm like, it's gotta be Singapore.
Singapore grass isn't just controversial, it's one of the most serious crimes a person can commit. Singapore has some of the toughest substance laws in the world, and the punishments are severe. Carrying even the smallest amount of grass can lead to years in prison. Being caught with more than 1.1 pounds can mean the death penalty.
Yeah. They will kill you over weed in Singapore.
These laws are strictly enforced.
If you get caught with a set amount of drugs, you get hanged.
Since 2022, Singapore has ended 15 people for substance-related offenses. So when Cooked with Cannabis appeared on Netflix, Singapore, it was more than controversial. It was encouraging people to break the law. The Singaporean government banned it immediately. They contacted Netflix and demanded that the show be taken down.
That's great. Like, I understand. Just ban it in your country, though.
Netflix agreed. Within days, the show vanished from Singapore's streaming library. After that, the government made a clear rule. Any show that promoted substances, even indirectly, would be banned in Singapore. This next story was so messy that the network was fined millions of dollars. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Most shows get banned because of their content. This one was banned because of how it was promoted. The show was called Aqua Teen Hunger Force. When it premiered in the early 2000s, it didn't look like anything else on TV. The stars of the show were 3 talking fast food items: a milkshake, a box of fries, and a meatball. They lived—
Wait, really? I've only ever heard of this show. I had never actually watched an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Wow, okay, I did not know that.
Together and got into bizarre adventures. The stories rarely made sense, but that was the charm. Viewers loved how weird it was. Soon the show developed a small but loyal fan base. But the creators wanted more than that. They wanted everyone to know about the show, so they came up with a new marketing campaign. On paper, it sounded like a good idea, but it really wasn't. The marketing stunt caused such a mess that the police got involved. The campaign launched in early 2007. Normally, TV shows were promoted through commercials or billboards, but the team behind Aqua Teen Hunger Force wanted to advertise on the streets of Boston. Their idea was simple. They built glowing LED signs featuring alien characters from the show. The characters were called Mooninites.
We are the Mooninites, and our culture is advanced beyond all that you can possibly comprehend with 100% of your brain.
Each sign showed a Mooninite flipping people off with its middle finger. The creators thought fans would find it funny, and that others would be curious enough to ask what it was about.
So they just put these random, like, alien people on signs flipping the bird and expected that people would know what okay. That doesn't sound...
Installed 40 of these LED signs all over Boston, above shops, near bridges, and even along highways. They worked overnight trying to stay out of sight. They wanted people to wake up and see glowing Mooninites all over the city. But they made one stupid mistake. The signs didn't say what they were for. There was no title, no logo, no hint that it was an ad. Just glowing circuit boards with wires sticking out.
People would not know what the hell that was. Unless they actually watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They'd be like, the fuck?
This is what they look like. The next morning, people spotted the devices. They saw flashing lights, batteries, and tangled wires. To most people, it looked like a bomb. Someone called 911. Police rushed to the scene. They evacuated the area and destroyed one of the devices in a controlled explosion. But that was just the beginning. Reports poured in from across the city. Dozens of these strange devices were spotted under bridges, tunnels, and buildings. The city thought it was under attack.
Suspicious packages were discovered all over Boston. Roads were closed, the Charles River was closed, and questions were asked about terrorism.
So these billboards just looked like bombs. That's not a smart campaign, guys. That's really, really not a smart campaign idea. Wow, okay.
The entire city went into lockdown. For almost 8 hours, police and federal agents searched for more devices.
Boston police did shut down a bridge, several main roads, including an interstate, and stopped boat traffic on the Charles.
Luckily, one of the officers happened to be a fan of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He recognized the characters. He told his team these aren't bombs, they are Mooninites.
Oh god, thank God there was at least one nerdy cop on the fucking force that was like, guys, it's okay. This is just a really bad ad.
Just cartoon characters. The lockdown finally ended, and the fear subsided.
Dozens of electronic devices placed all around the city to promote the Cartoon Network show Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but they were mistaken to be bombs.
The panic was over, but the authorities had a new mission. Find and punish those who caused this mess. Police quickly tracked down the 2 men who put up the signs. They were arrested and charged with disorderly conduct. But those men weren't the masterminds. They were just hired to install the signs.
Yeah, they were based, like, I could see this. The people behind the actual show writers probably just hired these poor guys to
So the authorities went after the network itself. To settle the case, Adult Swim's parent company paid the city $2 million in damages. They also issued a formal public apology. The creators of Aqua Teen Hunger Force understood how much trouble they caused, but instead of showing regret, they tried to joke about it. They created a new episode titled Boston and made fun of the entire incident.
No, that is... Dude, okay, no. You're not Family Guy, okay? You were not unrightfully pulled off the air. You fucked up. You don't get to make fun of this shit.
Turn on your tiny magnetic lights. That way, you look more like a device.
Network executives weren't amused. They banned the episode before it could ever air. For 8 years, the Boston episode stayed hidden. It was the only episode of the series that was never released. Then, in 2015, someone leaked it online. Viewers were furious. Many felt it was disrespectful to joke about the mass panic. This next chapter proves that even the most...
Well, and especially because between that episode...
I'm sorry. Did you just say that Meatball and Milkshake and the Fat Man are not Family Guy. I'm sorry. It's better than Family Guy.
Anyway.
I'll let you watch Aqua Teen.
Can you refill my water, please? Yeah. Now I have no idea what I was about to say. Thank you. It was actually really good too. Shit.
Felt it was disrespectful to joke about the match.
Oh yeah. Between that episode, and the ad for them happening and the release in 2019, we had the Boston Marathon too. So there's that too.
Mass panic. This next chapter proves that even the most innocent shows can sometimes go too far. Sesame Street. It's hard to imagine Sesame Street being disturbing. The show
What the hell did Sesame Street do?
first aired in 1969, and it became a must-watch for children all over the world. Kids loved Big Bird, Elmo, and the other Muppets. But hidden in Sesame Street's history is one episode that almost ruined the show. It was titled Episode 847, and it aired in February 1976. The episode had a simple goal: teach kids about good manners. Producers wanted kids to learn that the best way to get something is by asking politely. But that message didn't go as planned. Instead of teaching kindness, episode 847 sent kids running from their TVs.
847. You know, there are a lot of I just had a click in my brain. I just had a click in my brain, okay? Species 8472. Anyway.
The episode starts with a strange event. A broom falls from the sky. It lands in the hands of a boy named David. It turns out that the broom belongs to a witch, and she wants it back.
Have the broom until you can't. Let me have it. You can't have the broom until you show me a little respect. Oh, yes, I can.
Angry, the witch threatens to turn David into a basketball if he doesn't return it.
I'll turn you into a basketball. Bounce, bounce, bounce.
The threats don't work. Frustrated, she disappears.
I'll be back.
So far, that's just weird, but par for the course for Sesame Street.
Later, she returns with a new plan. This time, she disguises herself as an old woman, and instead of yelling, she decides to ask nicely.
Please let me hold the broom.
Certainly. And it works. She gets her broom back.
I got it, my broom, my broom.
That was supposed to be the lesson. If you want something, be polite. Don't
But she probably scared a bunch of, because this is for toddlers and shit.
threaten people. The producers thought they did a good job, but they were wrong. That episode was about to cause a meltdown.
Yeah, because this is for preschool aged kids, right? So that witch probably scared the shit out of them.
As soon as the episode aired, chaos followed. The network was flooded with calls from angry parents. They said their children were crying, refusing to finish the episode because the witch was too scary. Her green skin, cackling voice, and threats frightened kids. Some were
Well, her voice is very rough. It's very deep. It's not appealing to the ear.
so scared they refused to watch Sesame Street ever again. To fix the problem, the actress who played the witch appeared on TV as herself. She wanted children to see she was just a regular person pretending to be scary.
To know that you're a real lady who got dressed up to play this part.
Oh, there's your old friend, the Wicked Witch of the West.
But that didn't help. Parents continued to insist the episode was too frightening for children. So PBS pulled episode 847 from broadcast. It never aired on TV again. For decades.
That's crazy. I get that witch does not sound nice.
It was considered lost, but in 2022, someone leaked the full episode online. It's still floating around the internet. Anyone can find it with a quick search. This next show was connected to one of the worst tragedies in history, The Simpsons.
What?
Everyone knows The Simpsons. It's that cartoon that makes fun of everything. The show is designed to be a satirical depiction of American life. For over 30 years, it's poked fun at politics, celebrities, and pop culture, but
I swear to God, Driving Ape and I were just talking the other day, and he's like, Matt Groening was a sidekick. He did it with Futurama, and he did it with The Simpsons, and it's true. What episode are we
In
talking
1997, a few jokes backfired, and the public reaction was so intense the culture. But in 1997, a few jokes backfired, and the public reaction was so intense that an entire episode had to be buried. The episode was called "The City of New York versus Homer Simpson."
No way! Really? I never see up here. That episode was never buried. Cause it was always on a rerun. Like even after September 11th. They put it that's interesting.
It aired in September 1997 during the show's 9th season. The story began with Homer losing his car. After searching for months, he gave up and decided to build a new one himself.
Homer, I don't want you driving around in a car you built yourself.
One day, Homer received a letter from the authorities.
Dear motorist, your vehicle is illegally parked in the borough of Manhattan.
My vehicle! His missing car was sitting in New York City the whole time. Determined to get it back, Homer boarded a bus to Manhattan. But when he arrived at the big city, things became very frustrating. His car was clamped and buried under parking tickets.
What the hell is this thing? He's got a boot on his car and there's like tons of parking tickets.
Come off! The city drove him mad. The traffic, the crowds, the noise.
Hey! When you're done with that, I got something up here you can fight on! And why don't you be polite?
Everything was loud, chaotic, and overwhelming.
Sorry about that, guy. They stick all the jerks in Tower 1. That's it! I'm coming over there! Yeah, why don't you come over here? I got something for you!
Yeah, see, even after, like, I remember watching this episode on Canadian television after September 11th and just laughing.
Frustrated, Homer got into his car and drove away with the clamp still attached. The episode was a parody of city life. They wanted to make fun of how stressful New York could be. Viewers laughed, and for 4 years, it was just another funny Simpson episode. But a few years later, those jokes suddenly didn't seem funny anymore. On September 11th, 2001, tragedy struck New York. The Twin Towers collapsed. Thousands of lives were lost. In the weeks that followed, people turned to familiar shows for comfort. But when fans rewatched that episode from The Simpsons, they noticed something unsettling. There were small details that reminded them of the tragedy.
We could all go with the bus company's special Super Sitter fare.
In one scene, a brochure showed the price $9 next to an image of the Twin Towers.
See, that's not the Simpsons' fault, though. That's the terrorists' fault. And everybody is putting their trauma on the That's not fair. I don't think that
Together it looked like 9/11. And throughout the episode, Homer's car was parked between the towers. There was also a short argument between two men, one yelling from Tower 1 and the other from Tower 2. Before the tragedy, those lines were just jokes about city life. After the tragedy, they felt disturbing. Conspiracy theorists went crazy. They claimed The Simpsons predicted 9/11. The rumors grew so fast that the network had to step in. Out of respect for the victims and their families, Fox pulled the episode. It was removed from syndication so no other network could air it again. For years,
and now it's on Disney Plus.
The City of New York versus Homer Simpson vanished. But in 2006, it quietly returned to television. But it wasn't the same. Every shot of the towers was cut out. Every joke that could be linked to the tragedy was removed. The original version was never screened again in its original form.
Except it's on Disney Plus with the tower jokes intact with the two guys arguing, so hooray for Disney.
Up next is one of the most beloved shows of all time, but somehow it still got banned. Star Trek: The Original Series. There's a reason so many people love Star Trek. It wasn't just about spaceships or aliens. The show told deep stories about people, choices, and humanity. But one episode didn't go as planned. It was titled Miri. It was one of the show's most creative stories. However, that episode disturbed viewers so much that the network banned it. Miri.
Really? Miri's great. I love that episode. It's one of my favorites. And freaking back when I did the Star Trek stream, everybody was, I was like the only one that liked Miri. That was a great episode.
Miri aired in 1966 during the first season of Star Trek. It started like any other mission. The crew detected a mysterious signal coming from deep space.
Earth-style distress signal. SOS.
I've answered it on all frequencies, sir. They don't reply.
Not a vessel, a ground source.
Captain Kirk sent a small team to investigate. When they landed, they couldn't believe what they saw. The planet looked exactly like Earth, but something was wrong. The streets were empty, the buildings were abandoned, and when the team finally met the locals, the mystery deepened. The planet was full of children. There were no adults anywhere. Captain Kirk and his team tried to figure out why. That's when they met a girl named Miri, and she told them the truth about the planet's past. 300 years earlier, scientists on that planet wanted to stop people from aging. They created a virus that was supposed to make people live forever, but the experiment went horribly wrong. It worked on children, but it was lethal for adults. Every adult was wiped out, leaving only children behind. Meanwhile, the kids stopped aging and stayed young for centuries.
That was a great episode. It was absolutely amazing. I loved it. Just the drama between Spock and McCoy as they try to find an antidote for the virus. It's a great fucking episode. I do see why it was banned though. Like if you're back in the 60s and you're like the sores and everything that pop up, I can see why
they lived without parents, schools, or anyone to care for them.
It was Lord of the Flies.
Children who never age. Eternal childhood filled with play. No responsibilities. It's almost like a dream.
Captain Kirk decided to help them. Thanks to the captain, a team of adults was sent to help the kids rebuild the society. Miri ended on a hopeful note, but not everyone saw it that way. When Miri aired in the United States, most people liked it. But in December 1970, it aired in the United Kingdom, and the reaction was far from positive.
The frickin' United Kingdom, man. They get offended about everything. They get offended about Miri. They get offended about the Evil Dead.
Audiences felt the story was too dark. They saw children trapped in a desperate world with no adults, scared.
Yet, fucking who wrote Lord of the Flies? A British guy. Fuck off.
Confused and fighting to survive. British regulators received a flood of complaints. Viewers said the episode wasn't family friendly. The authorities reviewed it themselves, and their conclusion wasn't positive. The report said Miri dealt most unpleasantly with the already unpleasant subjects of madness, sadism, and disease.
I'm sorry. Did anybody watch the black and white version of Lord of the Flies? Which came out before this? What the hell?
The episode was banned from British television. For 20 years, viewers never saw it again. But the ban didn't last forever. In the early 1990s, the ban was finally lifted, and all episodes of Star Trek, including Miri, aired on cable television.
I was 12 when 9/11 happened, CW. And I was at school when the towers fell, and I remember I was doing something with my Braille instructor, and we were in the library, and somebody came up and told her that the first tower had fallen, and she just like gasped and put her hands up to her mouth, and then I was in English class, and there was an announcement that the second tower had gone down, and like it was surreal.
TV shows can inspire audiences, but this next one taught viewers a dangerous lesson. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. If you grew up in the 1990s, you probably remember Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It was about teenagers who transformed into superheroes to defend Earth from alien monsters.
My uncle and I grew up with my uncle, and we watched Power Rangers together, and Spider-Man, and the X-Men, and the Tick, and what else? Animaniacs, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and oh man, it was awesome.
And it was my personal favorite.
It's quite simple, my dear. This planet is under attack, and I have brought you here to save it.
Oh yeah, right.
Kids were obsessed. They copied every kick and punch from the show, but parents were concerned. They thought the show made violence look fun. Some even wrote angry letters demanded it be taken off the air, but producers stood their ground. They said Power Rangers taught teamwork and bravery. They insisted kids knew it was just pretend, but soon a tragedy proved them wrong.
See, when I was at school, there were teachers that didn't let us, like, there were kids that wanted to play Power Rangers, and teachers were like, no.
In October 1994, 3 kids in Norway were playing after school. 2 of them pretended to be Power Rangers. They tried reenacting fight scenes from the show, but things got out of hand. By the time it was over, One of the kids passed away. It was a national tragedy. Parents blamed Power Rangers. They said it encouraged dangerous behavior, and this tragedy was their proof. Within days, the backlash spread around the world.
The Canadian Broadcast Standards Council says the mighty Morphin Power Rangers is too violent and it wants it off the air.
Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and New Zealand all banned the show. In Canada, it stayed on air, but the fight scenes were cut out. The bans lasted for years. Eventually, the show returned, but
Because by the time I was old enough to like remember watching Power Rangers, I guess I was watching reruns. Because I remember all the fight scenes. Interesting.
only after the creators agreed to tone down the violence in later versions. This next show was designed to be shocking. It's no wonder that they crossed a line. Fear Factor. In 2001, Fear Factor shook the world of reality TV. The show's concept was so extreme that even the host couldn't believe it.
This is the most insane idea for a television show I've ever heard. This is going to be canceled immediately.
Each episode featured ordinary people facing their worst fears for a chance to win $50,000. One week, contestants jumped off skyscrapers. The next, they were buried alive. And sometimes they ate things too disgusting to describe.
Yeah, Fear Factor is nuts. It's funny to listen to it now because like you can hear how young Joe Rogan is.
I'm Joe Rogan. This is Fear Factor. The stunts you're about to see were all designed and supervised by trained professionals. They are extremely dangerous and should not be attempted by anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Fear Factor became a cultural phenomenon. Millions tuned in every week, but over time, viewers got used to the stunts. The shock value faded and the ratings dropped. Eventually, the show went off the air. Then, in 2011, producers brought it all back. They wanted the new season to push the limits of what people could handle. But what they created was so disturbing, it got Fear Factor banned. The episode was titled Hee Haw, Hee Haw. It started with the host explaining the rules.
To stare fear in the eye, compete for $50,000. Now to win the money, you're gonna have to complete 3 extreme stunts.
Like, listen to how young he sounds. Holy shit. He sounds so little. It's crazy. That's insane.
Stunts that'll not only test you physically, but mentally as well.
The first stunt was tough but doable. Contestants walked across a platform lined with electrified wires. Each step sent small shocks through their body. Then came the second stunt. That's what caused all the trouble. Contestants were given large jugs of mystery liquid. At first, they thought it was some strange protein shake. Then the host revealed the truth. It came from a donkey.
Oh no! Oh no!
Everyone on set was horrified. Even the camera crew got sick. The episode was filmed, edited, and submitted for approval.
The camera guys were oh shit. I wonder what it was, a donkey urine or donkey other thing.
But when network executives saw it, they were disgusted. They felt this was too much for TV. The episode was banned immediately. It never aired on television, not even once. But that wasn't the end of the controversy.
He was so young he had hair.
A few months later, one of the contestants spoke out about the Hee Haw challenge on a podcast.
Oh, it smells. It's so bitter. It's the biggest thing you can ever imagine, and it has, a little hint of hay.
Around the same time, the episode leaked online. People finally saw the challenge, and almost all the reactions were negative. One viewer wrote, "This is not even a fear anymore. This is literally sick." The backlash.
There's a difference between doing something scary for money and just like ingesting bodily fluids. That's not a fear thing. That is a safety thing. That is a health thing. That is
Backlash was massive. A few months later, NBC canceled Fear Factor. Many believe the Hee Haw scandal was the reason. To this day, that episode has never been officially released, but the leaked clips are still on YouTube. It's a disturbing reminder of how far reality TV once went for shock value.
That's true. Reality TV got crazy. Like the what was it? Temptation Island. The what were some other Wife Swap? Let's see, Naked and Afraid. there were some crazy ones.
Videos have the power to entertain, to educate, to inspire, but they also have the power to harm. And these shows are proof that entertainment without limits can cause damage. So my friends, choose what you watch wisely. Visual Venture. Wait, before you guys go, I have a 1 hour and 45-minute long video talking about media banned for being too controversial. I talk about everything from movies to documentaries to games to even YouTube videos and channels that were all banned for being too controversial, all in one video. Click here.
Interesting. I might have to check that out in a later stream. So that was there were some episodes there I had no idea. Like Miri, I had no idea Miri was ever banned in the UK. That's very interesting. Okay, let's check.
So 3% on health. Might it only be 2 or 1? Because all the others.
Oh, they're still debating. Okay, good. Good. We are not missing what is going on. Okay. We are good to go. All right. Where are we here? Ah, yes. Now, before we get to our next video, I'm just going to jump over to our other streaming areas and check on our chat. So, I hope that I'm going to try to figure out, after surgery is done, the way to multi-stream with Streamlabs Mobile, because that way I won't just take any time off streaming, because I don't want to do that. Holy crap, there are so many dismiss notifications. Craziness. I'm just trying to get to my silly dashboard. Okay, here we go. Can I please get to my stream dashboard? Yes, close that. There we go. Finally. Holy shnikes. Just trying to get myself organized here. Yes, I said organized. And it's a no vision in Twitch. And Mr. Blue. That's true, Mr. Blue. And let's jump over into Kick and see what Kick is doing. Like I said, share the stream everywhere you are. Consider popping over to Streamlabs and throwing a tip. Where are we going here? So we're going to now take a look at this WestJet video because China is not done with Hasan. They let's just see what he has to say here.
Massive day for the unemployed. China just finished on Hasan. So Hasan went to China to Chinamax, and it was super cringe.
It really was. Like, first of all, he got arrested for having a Mao meme on his phone. And he was like, oh, it's totally okay that they did that. I totally understand. And then one of his fans gave him, the little red book that Mao gave out. And nobody, he's like, I've never read it, and blah, blah, blah. It was very... And then he was, saying that he was white again. And that he was spiritually Chinese. It was very weird.
Thought about it for a brief moment, which is that China is just another country, just like any other country. There's good, there's bad, there's criticisms that you can make, which I do.
Stop the cap!
You don't criticize China. What the fuck are you talking about?
If you had balls, you would set this as your wallpaper, but instead of that, he was just glazing Huawei phones for like half an hour.
Look. It has a keyboard. You can use it as a keyboard, right?
Whoa, what a cool laptop with a backdoor rootkit to the CCP.
Hasan Piker slowly becoming the new Jackson Hinkle, doing Chinese propaganda for a living. Insane. Yeah, it's stuff like this. It's stuff like this that I find to be so strange.
The funniest thing is, the Chinese don't even like Hasan. We don't like you. Lol, delete the comment again, I dare you. You electrocuted your dog.
Oh shit! That's awesome! That is amazing! I love that.
Yo, it's the guy who electrocutes dogs.
Electricity!
My mind, in my conscience, I have already become Chinese.
You know it's bad when the Chinese are mocking you for shocking your dog.
Like nobody gives me this much grief when I go to Japan.
Yeah, because it's Japan who's accused by several nations, human rights organizations, and independent bodies of committing genocide against the Uyghur Muslim minorities.
Soviet-era building blocks next to the Gucci store.
I'm literally Russian-Ukrainian. I've been to these commie blocks. They're ass, bro.
What the fuck is he talking about? And he just said right next to the Gucci store, so he's admitting openly that he's like, yeah, I have Gucci and whatever, but I'm not a capitalist.
These leftists romanticizing these concrete boxes are actually retarded. Imagine a Gucci store there, though.
So I saw a video. Hasan apparently was mad that people knew who I was in China, right?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they didn't know who Hasan was. Chinese Asmongold is unironically massive.
Like, they know fucking Asmongold. That's so strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's butthurt that they know who Asmongold is, and they're like, who are you? I don't know who you are, but Asmongold.
No one from China should know who Asmongold is.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. Here's what's funny. Man's on vacation still thinking about Asmongold. Little bro went to China thinking he received a celebrity, got treated as another foreigner, learned that nobody knows him, and now learns that Asmon is popular. There are Chinese channels that are just dedicated to re-uploading my videos in Chinese.
That's insane. That there are channels in China on the Chinese internet that are just re-uploading Asmongold's content translated into China. That is crazy.
Some of these...
Ni hao, Chinese
That
Asmongold
is
is going global. The Chinese were calling him an electric dog. And that's coming from China, who notoriously doesn't treat dogs too hot.
Electrify!
Hassan, do you know who I am? China. Yeah, I heard about you from Asmongold.
1950s Soviet-era building blocks.
Can I be honest with you guys? I've been kind of like watching Hasan on the side for like years because, you know, I mean, I was his friend, whatever. What the fuck is happening with this guy? Like, did something happen to him? Like, did he eat something that is like gone to his brain or something like that? What the fuck is happening?
That's okay. You know, I really have enjoyed XQC's arc over the past couple of years because he's really like become this like analytical guy. Like, yeah, he's a French Canadian, but it's pretty awesome to watch him just become this guy that doesn't just say off the cuff retarded shit at high speeds anymore. Like, he analyzes things and like takes the time to be like, what the hell's going on with these people that I used to be
Messaging is so stupid. Like, I can't not believe he's a psyop trying to advertise people into the right wing. Anyway, people were bullying him because he's 35 years old, posting a China maxing, wearing sweatpants and a flannel. This guy said, spot the difference, you can't, showing Tucker Carlson interviewing Vladimir Putin and Hasan doing his propaganda China run, and Hasan...
Oh, that's not a bad comparison.
Showing Tucker Carlson interviewing Vladimir Putin and Hasan doing his propaganda China run, and Hasan replied, I have aura, Tucker doesn't.
I have aura and Tucker doesn't. What the fuck does that mean? Are you like playing Yu-Gi-Oh game? Like, what the fuck? I have aura?
These guys
Oh my
said,
god.
"Ni hao. If you have to tell people you have aura, you don't have aura."
No.
Wait, he's Korean. Apologies to my anime fans. A woman in China asked Hasan for a photo and said she doesn't know who he is. He's just very handsome.
That's funny. Hey, I don't know who you are, but you're really good looking. Can I have a photo with you?
Did she know who we are?
It's okay, yeah. Oh.
That's amazing. I don't know who you are, but you're cute, so let's take a picture.
Oh. You damn well know she knows who Asmongold is, though.
Go to China, praise it like he's first from baby. Their fans, your antithesis creator on Twitch, Asmongold. Complain about people knowing Asmongold.
Asmongold Hasan beef is goated. And wait, is that Tectone?
Man, f that jigger Hasan. That dude straight up has no aura. No Chinese know who you are, lil pup. Get a real job.
We're white. Right, and I'm black.
Black and yellow.
Right. A white dude named Hasan. What's next? A white dude named Gurmanpreet Singh? Xi Jinping. I'm like, totally your biggest fan. Get this fucking Uyghur out of here.
This is just funny. Anyway, I think that's enough of the Hasan stuff. We're gonna jump over to the actual CPAC debate. We're gonna watch the rest of the debate, and we are going to take a look at the vote here. Let's unmute. Let's go over here.
Any conduct which offends the authority or dignity of the House, even though no breach of any specific privilege may have been committed, is referred to as a contempt of the House. Contempt may be an act or an admission. Does not have to actually obstruct or impede the House or member. It merely has to have the tendency to produce such results. End quote. More specifically, Mango, I apologize, writes on page 240, statute laws, and I'm quoting, statute laws affecting the House of Commons, such as tabling of documents, may constitute contempt if not adhered to. End quote. In delivering a ruling about a minister's failure to present documents by deadline fixed by statute, Mr. Speaker Fraser on April 19th, 1993, page 18104 of the debates associated himself with the opinion that, I'm quoting, a statutory provision and statutes are the highest form of command that can be given by this House. In my view, the disregard of that legislative command, even if unintentional, is an affront to the authority and dignity of Parliament as a whole and of this House in particular, end quote.
Okay.
And going on to find a prima facie case of privilege, the chair explained, quote, in the present case, it is not merely an order of the House that has been violated, but a law duly assented to by the Crown as a constituent part of Parliament. The delegate of the Crown has not met its exigencies of the new law of the law of Parliament. As I've said before, Canada is not an executive democracy, nor an administrative democracy, but a parliamentary democracy. The requirements contained in our rules and statutory laws have been agreed upon by this House and constitute an agreement in which I think all of us realize must be respected. End quote. As a 1989 Supreme Court decision observed, and I'm quoting again, the Auditor General is acting on Parliament's behalf, carrying out parliamentary function, namely oversight of executive spending pursuant to parliamentary appropriations. End quote. The Parliamentary Budget Officer is performing on our behalf an equally essential role, but at the front end of the financial cycle, providing us with objective, nonpartisan analysis of the budget proposals. Also,
the Parliamentary Budget Office was
in denying the Parliamentary Budget Officer access to the information he requires to do his job on the legitimate and reasonably explained timelines he has established, we, as members of the House of Commons, are thereby impeded in carrying out our constitutional duty of holding the government to account.
True.
I will note, when refusing this information to the Parliamentary Budget Officer, the government argued they couldn't possibly allow parliamentarians the information to vote on until it was actually voted on and passed by the House.
Doesn't make sense.
King Edward I, when calling the model parliament, is famous for saying, basically, what is being decided about by by President Ball should be decided by all. This House should be deciding that. We cannot decide that if the government is hiding the information from us. I would submit that the denial of information requested by the Parliamentary Budget Officer, our officer, is analogous to the committee's request for documents going unanswered. Boskin Gagnon explained, page 138.
Okay, so this is a member of
quote,
the PBO
if the committee's request that is given certain documents is met with resistance or disregarded, the committee may adopt a motion ordering the production of the requested documents. Such an order is ignored. The committee has no means to enforce the order on its own. That's not good. It may report the matter to the House and recommend that appropriate action be taken. It is then a decision of the House whether or not it's an issue an order for the production of papers. This may be done by the adoption of a motion or by concurring in the committee's report, end quote. Like a committee, Mr. Jakes has reported his distress. In respect of Parliament's standing, statutory order to produce information, the Parliamentary Budget Officer's notice letter indicates an unequivocal call for help. Quote, I'm seeking your support to compel the Comptroller General of Canada to release the necessary information without delay.
That is,
end quote. However, unlike a committee's report, we do not have the option of a motion to concur in Mr. Jake's letter.
Because I would just like to say,
in these circumstances be necessary.
Not only
upon
are
receiving
we in
report
debt,
of the Finance Committee's distress,
in
Mr. Speaker Milliken on March 9, 2011,
the
page
Parliamentary Budget
8840
Officer
of
has
the
actually
debates,
revealed that there's
found
more.
a prima facie case of privilege in his ruling. The chair stated, quote, there's no doubt that an order to produce documents is not being fully complied with, and this is a serious matter that goes to the heart of the House's undoubted role in holding the government to account. For these reasons, the chair finds that there are sufficient grounds for a prima facie questions of privilege in this matter, end quote. Now, I understand that the Comptroller General responded to the Parliamentary Budget Officer with arguments as to why it cannot answer in a timely way. But I would return to the words of Speaker Milliken, which I agree would be equally applicable in the present context. Quote, it may be that a valid reason exists. This is not for the chair to judge. A committee empowered to investigate the matter might, but the chair is ill-equipped to do so, end quote.
That's not, this is scary. This is really fucking terrifying.
Boskin Gagnon recall us at page 81 that the law of contempt of Parliament, quote, is therefore extremely fluid and most valuable for the Commons to be able to meet novel situations, end quote. I ask you, Mr. Speaker, to find a prima facie case of privilege so that the House may discuss the means to which we can best provide the support to the Parliamentary Budget Officer which he seeks. While it's well established that speakers themselves do not rule on questions of law, the fact that my question of privilege relates to a requirement under the Act of Parliament does not mean that it is beyond your purview to render a decision and find a prima facie case of privilege. In 1993, ruling of Mr. Speaker Fraser, which I quoted earlier, concerned a tabling deadline fixed by the customs tariff. More recently, another of your predecessors made rulings concerning provisions of the Canada Election Act with respect to members' right to sit and vote in this House on June 18, 2013, page 18550 of the debates, October 17, 2013, page 66 of the debates, and November 5, 2014, page 9183 of the debates. In other words, Mr. Speaker, you can, I would argue, you should find a prima facie case here so that a House may address the government's failure to be transparent. Mango explains at page 221 the nature of such a ruling, and I quote, prima facie case of privilege in the parliamentary sense is one where evidence on its face is outlined by the member is sufficiently strong for the House to be asked to debate the matter and send it to a committee to investigate, end quote. As Speaker Fraser said in October 10, 1989 ruling, page 4457 of the debates, quote, normally in case of doubt, it has been the practice for speakers to allow appropriate motion to go forward for a decision of the House, end quote. Another of your predecessors, Speaker Jerome, on March 21, 1978, page 521 of the journals, endorsed these comments found in February 1967 report of the United Kingdom Select Committee on Parliamentary Privilege. Quote, the question which a speaker should ask himself when he has to decide whether to grant precedence over other public business to a motion which a member who has complained of some act or conduct as constituting a breach of privilege desires to move should be not, do I consider that, assuming that the facts are as stated, the act or conduct constitutes a breach of privilege,
not a good
but could it be
public reader.
reasonably held to be a breach of privilege? Or to put it shortly, has the member an arguable point? If the speaker feels any doubt on the question, he should, in my view, leave it to the House, end quote. Since the courts determined after the original Trudeau government stonewalled an Auditor General that they have no jurisdiction, and you decide there's also no place
Trudeau
for
comes
this House to
by
intervene in
stonewalling
support of our
naturally.
officers of Parliament, then that would render moot the very word of Parliament. It would undermine a core principle of statutory interpretation that Parliament does not speak in vain. That I would submit, Mr. Speaker, is my arguable point. Sir John Bernio, a former clerk of this House, wrote in Parliamentary Procedure and Practice in the Dominion of Canada, 4th edition, page 203, quote, each House is bound by every consideration of self-interest and justice to observe strictly its rules and standing orders, and to rebuke every attempt to evade or infringe them, end quote. That's exactly what we're being called upon to do here as well. If Parliament is to expect accountability from the government, which it prescribes in law, it must stand up for itself, for its officers, like the Parliamentary Budget Officer, when the government efforts falls short. Should you agree, I am prepared to move an appropriate motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And Lily
I thank the honourable
got
member for his intervention, and the chair will
nominated for
certainly take it under
fighting
advisement
games
and
wearing,
report
like,
back to the House.
Wait, really?
Resuming debate. Reprise the débat. L'honorable député Alfred.
The honourable member for Alfred Pélan.
Mr. Speaker, I'll be sharing my time with the member for Vancouver Centre. Monsieur le Président, c'est avec fierté.
Mr. Speaker, I am proud to rise today to express my support for the 2025 federal budget.
Go away,
which
Liberal
reflects
fucker.
the vision of the Liberal government to build a prosperous Canada for
Who
all.
paid you off?
This budget represents a pragmatic, results-oriented plan designed to improve the lives of Canadians today, while preparing our country for the challenges of tomorrow.
Choices, tough choices, but choices that are necessary within the current global climate to protect our families, our workers, our businesses, and our communities, but also to preserve our dignity and territorial integrity. Le contexte mondial demeure complexe.
We live in a challenging global context. The global context.
We live in a okay.
As I
How do
said,
you live in a context?
Marked by geopolitical
What the fuck does that
tensions,
mean?
trade
We live in a challenging global context.
These
Oh my God.
Uncertainty, but also opportunities to rethink our economy, strengthen our industrial sovereignty, and invest in what makes Canada strong, its collective expertise, solidarity, and talent. In this context, our government has made a clear choice to act to protect purchasing power, stimulate growth, and accelerate the transition to a more sustainable economy. This budget demonstrates that it is possible to reconcile fiscal responsibility with social ambition. Mr. Speaker, we know that the cost of living remains a major concern for Canadians. That is why our government continues to support families through targeted measures, enhanced tax credits, maintaining the carbon tax rebate
tax
for
credits that are
households,
hidden
and
as,
increased
as
investments in affordable housing.
Freaking oh my lord! They
includes
hit so
tax
much as
incentives to
capital
speed up the
investment.
construction of new housing, whether it be family homes, community homes, or affordable
What's a
rental
community
buildings.
home?
We are also making it
You mean an
easier for
apartment
developers and municipalities to access financing in order to reduce delays and boost construction.
In my riding of Alfred Pélan, these measures will translate into concrete projects, more housing, more jobs in construction, and real relief for families struggling to find housing. Because affordable housing is more than an economic necessity, it is a fundamental right. Canada's workers are at the heart of our prosperity. Budget 2025 strengthens training and retraining programs so that everyone can
Training and
benefit
retraining,
from
you
the
know,
new
because
economy.
everybody needs to leave
We
their
are
current
introducing
job
a
and do what we
tax
tell
credit
them.
for personal care workers.
Brilliant.
Equal to 5% of their eligible income, up to $1,100 per year. This measure recognizes the essential role these professionals play, particularly in caring for our seniors and vulnerable people. In addition, a $97 million fund over 5 years will be established to accelerate the recognition of foreign credentials in occupations with shortages, such as healthcare and construction.
We need to spend
This will
$97
enable
million
more
to
skilled
recognize
newcomers
foreign
to enter the
credentials?
labor market quickly,
Why are we not
contributing
just
to the
retraining
growth and vitality of our country.
foreign doctors?
Expanding
at
the
our
Red Seal
standards?
training program and supporting innovation in union training to prepare our youth and workers for sustainable, well-paying jobs. These initiatives will help meet the growing demand for labor while strengthening Canadians' competitive
and how about you
and
offer
determined
more
position.
positions to Canadian
Monsieur
citizens
le
in
Président.
universities?
Mr. Speaker, innovation remains at the heart of our government's economic strategy. Budget 2025 modernizes the Scientific Research and Experimental Development Tax Credit, an essential tool for stimulating
We're
research
just
and
making
innovation
up tax
in our
credits
businesses.
now. What the
Thresholds
fuck?
are raised for small businesses.
The
Certain measures are
experimental
extended to public companies and capital expenditures are reintroduced. These changes will encourage applied research, the commercialization of new technologies, and the creation of quality jobs in strategic sectors. Nous savons que
We know that Canada's competitiveness also depends on its energy transition. That is why this budget invests in clean technologies, hydrogen, sustainable manufacturing, and electric vehicle production.
We
Last
don't
September,
want
our
electric
government announced
vehicles. We want
targeted
fucking...
regulatory changes
Oh my God.
to help the automotive sector remain competitive in the face of U.S. trade disruptions. By eliminating the 2026 target, we are enabling a more realistic and sustainable transition while supporting
Wait, what
manufacturers
2026
and workers
target are
in
you
the sector.
eliminating?
This is a responsible decision that protects jobs, the environment, and Canadian competitiveness. These strategic investments position Canada as a global leader in the fight against climate change, while creating sustainable jobs by stimulating growth in our regions. Our government recognizes that tax complexity can be a drag on
Tax
people and
complexity?
businesses.
Is that what
Budget
you're calling it
2025
now?
Therefore,
Tax
introduces
complexity.
targeted
All
adjustments
right.
to indirect taxes.
God, I
and
hate
tax
when taxes get
of loyalty
complex.
programs to simplify the system and make it more
Simplify
transparent.
the system and hide all of our
These
spending
adjustments
and
will
capital
encourage
investment.
consumption, promote investment, and enable businesses to better plan for growth. A simpler tax system means greater clarity for households and greater confidence in our economic institutions. These adjustments will simplify the lives of hundreds of thousands of Canadians whose tax situations are not complex, such as students like Matthew.
So there are people with complex tax situations and people with non-complex. Wow. This is nuts.
From my writing, who doesn't have time to file his taxes, and seniors like Therese and André, whose only income comes from old age security, but who struggle with online access. In a context of global uncertainty, our government is acting with discipline. Every dollar invested is aimed at generating tangible economic benefits and strengthening the resilience of our economy.
I'm sure.
That is why,
you've
in Budget
hidden
2025,
$91
we
billion
are
in
reaffirming our
spending.
commitment to Buy Canadian. By promoting local businesses, workers, and products, we are maximizing the impact of every public investment and supporting local supply chains.
priority is clear. to support the population without compromising the country's financial stability. This balanced approach sets Canada apart on the international stage and strengthens market confidence in our economy. Monsieur le Président,
Mr. Speaker, this budget...
Okay, really quick, I'm gonna go to the washroom.
In Alfred Pellan,
I'm gonna see if muting my snowball
more jobs
microphone in
construction
loopback
and innovation,
will help.
better access to housing, and new opportunities for young people and families. Small and medium-sized businesses in Laval will benefit from new tax credits for research and clean production, promoting local investments and the creation of quality jobs. Thanks to Canada Housing, these benefits will be felt across the country. Even a single project can generate orders for steel and Hamilton.
Where's
concrete
my blue
and
snow?
Calgary and heavy equipment
Snowball,
rentals
damn
in
it.
Laval. This is concrete proof that federal investments support the entire Canadian economic change, from manufacturers to workers on the ground.
Blue snowball.
Mr. Speaker, this budget charts a course for an inclusive, innovative, and resilient Canada. It supports families, strengthens the middle class, and invests in...
I just want to go to the
future.
bathroom and mute my
Embodies our government's
microphone.
deep conviction that when we invest in people, we build lasting prosperity. Every measure, whether it's training, housing, innovation, or green transition, is designed to give Canadians the tools they need to succeed. Mr. Speaker, the 2025 federal budget is not just a financial plan, it is a vision for the future. It reflects our commitment to building a country
blue
where
snowball.
every person, every community, and every region can thrive. It demonstrates that solidarity, responsibility, and innovation are the foundations of Canadian progress. Mr. Speaker, through this budget, our Liberal government is confirming its determination to make Canada a stronger, fairer, and more sustainable country. Together, let us continue to build a future where future generations can live in prosperity, security, and confidence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Questions and comments. Questions et commentaires.
The Honourable Member for Mirabel. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Earlier in the debate, the member for Montcalm said that in this budget, there is disengagement in health because the healthcare transfer was going to go up more slowly than others. The great intellectual, the member for Bourassa, and the diplomat for Trois-Rivières were yelling names at him, saying it wasn't true what he was saying. I know that this member knows it's true because the transfer is going up more slowly. This would be taught in a high school course or in a basic university course. Can he explain to his colleagues why technically this is a disengagement in healthcare spending, or does he think maybe we should freeze their salaries for a couple of years so that these people know what it's like to have money that's not indexed? The Honourable Member for Alfred Pellan. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to thank the colleague opposite for his question. I don't quite agree with him with his question. This will protect essential services, including health, dental care, pharmacare, daycares, and will stimulate growth within major investments in housing, energy, clean energy, and infrastructure. Families, seniors, and local businesses will benefit from this plan to address the cost of living and increase our opportunities for the future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Questions and comments. The Honourable Member for Mont-Saint-Bruno, Lac-Saint-Lévis. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I heard our colleague opposite ask a question of the colleague over here. Last week, we heard our colleagues and the member for Gaspésie Île-de-la-Madeleine. We worked with them. My question is the following. This budget is made to advance the economy of Canada, is it not? The Honourable Member for Alfred Pellan. I thank my colleague for his question. Sacrifice is about doing less to do better, reducing what is inefficient to concentrate our resources on what's essential, services to people, economic growth, and Canada's competitiveness. We've made the right choice, not the easy choice, like the opposition would like. Thank you.
Questions and comments. The Honourable Member for Swift Current Grasslands, Kindersley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Now, we do know that the Prime Minister was quick to abandon one of the fiscal anchors that he actually campaigned on, And in the last parliament, that particular member belonged to a government that said one of their fiscal anchors that the deficit would never go over $42 billion. Yet here he is, poised to vote in favor of a budget that's going to put Canada $78 billion in the hole for this fiscal year. Just wondering, will the finance minister do the same thing that the last finance minister did, or will the prime minister do the same thing as well and commit to actually upholding those fiscal anchors instead of abandoning them next time around?
The Honourable Member for Alfred Pellan. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to thank the colleague opposite for his question. We are not increasing the deficit like the member opposite has said.
Yes, What?
We are not using the
We are
deficit
not
for operational
increasing
spending,
the
but for
deficit like the member
generational
opposite
investments,
said.
housing,
Well, what the hell are you
infrastructure,
doing?
technology, clean technology, defense, and economic security. These are investments that are creating jobs now and generate an economic return to strengthen
Are you
our
insane?
long-term
He
finances.
actually
Thank you, Mr.
said
Speaker.
we are not increasing the deficit.
Questions and comments, the Honourable Member for Joliette Manawan, 30 seconds. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Will the Honourable Member recognize that in the budget, the government is taking away one-time money for spending for health? He's going back to the 3% from Stephen Harper, 3% per year, but spending has gone up by 6% per year.
Wait,
all of the
he
parties
wants to take
in
the
Quebec
health
are calling
spending
on it
back to
for
Harper
a
days?
6%
Meanwhile,
indexing.
the Liberals
Does
hate
the Honourable
Harper?
Member
What's
recognize
going on here?
that the government in its budget is decreasing its share for funding health, which is a number one priority? Thank you. The Honourable Member for Alfred Pellan, about 30 seconds. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the member opposite. This budget has been designed for the country, not for political games. We are using the mandate Canadians gave us to build a stronger Canada in the long term, to support families, seniors, workers, businesses. Our priority
So that's why the PBO
is
has
stability
basically
and
said if we
economic
don't
growth
fix
for the
this
country.
right now,
Thank you, Mr.
we're
Speaker.
done.
Wait, reprise du débat,
Really?
the Honourable
Okay.
Member for Vancouver Centre.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I have not been so excited about a budget since 1995, when we faced a $43 billion deficit, 18% mortgages, 26% youth unemployment left to us by the Conservative government of the day. And Jean Chrétien's budget was a transformative budget, as is this one.
Yeah.
It looked at
$33
Canada
billion
going into the
deficit
21st century
versus
and prepared us for
$78
that.
billion
It was a
deficit
budget
with
that
90
looked
hidden.
forward. It was a budget that built for the
Fuck off.
future. This budget is recognizing reality. The reality is the world has changed. Supply chains have changed globally. Allies are no longer allies. Friends are no longer friends. Our friends who are our next door neighbor, we borrowed sugar over the fence, and now we cannot depend on them. They are changing every day.
You
We
should never
don't know
have
what to
depended
do
on them.
So it's time for us to say,
I'm sorry. You should never have depended on the United States. We should have always been
a strong
dependent
sovereign
on
nation.
ourselves.
Let's stand on our own.
First.
Let's do what we can do to make ourselves great. And we have lots of reasons
Does
to
she
believe
even
that
have
that is
teeth?
so. And this budget is building on that hopeful but truthful idea that Canada is poised as the second best country in the G7 in terms of the economy,
second
along
best.
with Germany. We are able now to say,
should wanna
what
be
can
the
we do to be a
best.
leader? What can we do to be strong? What can we do to build new friendships? What can we build to build new security allies, to build allies who will defend us? We're looking at this budget looks at so many things, Mr. Speaker. I don't know where to start. I'm just going to try and just move forward and say this budget is a budget that
This
talks
budget
about
is so
the
great,
urban-rural
Mr.
divide.
Speaker.
We've
It's
heard about that for so
amazing.
often. This budget is actually bridging that divide. This budget is looking at the fact that, for instance, in British Columbia, moving all the way down from Yukon and all the way down British Columbia, we're having a transmission corridor that's going to build communications, transmissions, electricity
I'm sorry,
transmission
didn't the
that links
Conservatives
Yukon
want
and British
that?
Columbia
And
all the way
didn't
down.
they have
We're
a way
looking
to do it
also
way
at
cheaper?
building LNG For the Nishka people, this is a strong...
I'm pretty sure Polyev talked about LNG as well. But hey, what do I know?
We're looking at the Silims mine, which is going to be able to look at critical minerals, moving it down the corridor as well. We're looking at all of that. For me, British Columbia is a winner in this budget. But it's not the only winner. This budget is about all regions winning, whether it's Quebec, Atlantic provinces, and the prairies, and British Columbia. But let me speak about British Columbia a little bit. We are now looking at, as we advance trade and believe we cannot be friends with our neighbor anymore and trust a neighbor to help us out, we're looking at diversifying trade. And so our Prime Minister has been to Asia. He's built relationships with Asia, have a strong trade with Asia. There's moving with Japan and with China and looking at India and actually Indonesia. He just sent a deal with. Now the bottom line here is British Columbia is the gateway to Asia Pacific. So
that was brilliant. Well
as we look at infrastructure that's going to build ports, whether it's in the prairies or not, or Churchill, or whether it's British Columbia is poised now to trade with Asia Pacific, not only on the seaway, on the Pacific, but also by air. So this is something big for British Columbia. It's going to create lots of jobs. We're looking at the fact that British Columbia is the mines and the critical minerals that are coming there, looking at clean energy such as hydroelectricity. This is something, and LNG, this is something that British Columbia is poised to do well with. But this is not only about building an economy and saying, let's ensure we start looking at manufacturing. I mean, we have a huge lumber industry in British Columbia, and one of the issues there is that we see tariffs. So what do? We're putting money into helping the sectors, whether it's steel, aluminium, the auto sector, or the lumber sector. We're looking at how we help the workers, how we help those industries to survive, but not just to survive, but to expand, to build manufacturing. I like to say, look at IKEA. Sweden could fit into British Columbia and get lost. And yet IKEA is the biggest middle-class industry of furniture in the world.
Maybe
and yet British Columbia has so many
20 years ago, IKEA was...
Why aren't we looking at manufacturing? This budget is big and it's bold and it's going to say, we can do this.
IKEA
we
now.
can build this. We can be a strong manufacturing region in British Columbia. So this is good for BC. But I look at the prairies. What's happening when Manitoba agrees that we open up Churchill and we get that port to go out to Europe and to sell our clean energy, whether it's hydrogen, whether it's LNG, whether it's hydroelectricity? We're ready. We're poised. This is a budget that talks about build.
You mean like
this
we
is
have
a
been
budget
doing?
that looks to the future. It talks about workers. It's a budget for workers. As we build manufacturing, as we build in other sectors, we're looking at good jobs. I like to say that this is such an important thing. And we heard from Unifor. What did Unifor have to say about this? The Unifor believed that this was a big deal. I mean, Unifor, I would like to read, said, building a resilient economy means ensuring that the commitments outlined in the budget translate into good union jobs for Canadian workers. Jobs, Mr. Speaker. That's what people want. Jobs so that people can earn money. They can buy. They can do the things that they need to do. This is also helping people who are having a hard time. All of the sectors that are hurting with tariff. Money has been set aside to help them. To help them to be able to rebuild, to help them to be able to reskill.
And oh my God, so many
reskilling workers, workers whose jobs are no longer in this new Canada and this new world going to be able to be useful anymore. We're looking at redundancy. So let's retrain, let's reskill. We're looking at students. We talk about
you guys really don't want people to be in their industry anymore,
who are now moving from 75,000 summer jobs for youth into 100,000.
But that's not
I can tell you what
those
jobs mean.
They
mean that kids get a hands-on experience into working in the real workplace. They're going to be able to be ready to go out there and work when the time comes. Mr. Speaker, this is a budget that I am so proud of. Housing. I mean, this budget, when I say it bridges the rural-urban divide, we also have people in rural areas that are going to get infrastructure money to build clinics, to build hospitals. We're seeing that this budget is creating a new brain gain from the United States where people wanting to leave. We're looking at researchers. We put $1.7
Why do we want to
billion
import people
into
from
building
the US
research.
unless they're
we can build strong
Canadian
pharmaceutical
doctors
sectors
whose
here. We have the
visas
know-how.
have
We
expired
have the
and they need to
innovation.
come home?
We have the brains.
Why?
Let us not forget that in Diabetes Week here, we must remember who gave the world insulin. There were two Canadians, Banting and Best. This is not new. We had people who won the Nobel Prize in creating chemical diabetes
So does
insulin
that mean
in
France
British
should
Columbia.
get the,
we have the
the
brains. What we need are the people to get it going.
jump
The money
on
has been
vaccine
set aside to do
manufacturing
that.
because of Pasteur?
Mr. Speaker, I
What the
just
fuck
want to
is that
say,
supposed
you
to
know,
mean?
I remember Kinsella's book. I don't know if you remember it, Field of Dreams. And they said, build it and they will come. Well, this budget is about building it, and they
No,
are
it's
coming.
not. It's about spending.
Saab is here. They want to build a defense sector with us. We need to protect our Arctic. We need to work with Scandinavian countries like Sweden to help us to build a strong Arctic defense. Saab is coming. They're going to build the fighter jets. And we also have the King and Queen of Sweden coming here with 60 business and industrial people to be able to work with Canada, to build with Canada. Well, this is happening, Mr. Speaker. It's exciting. This is happening. It's going on. It's already happening.
Like a tiny
Tomorrow,
country.
King and Queen
What
of
the
Sweden
fuck?
will be here. This is just the beginning. We're seeing China, India, we're seeing Australia helping us with defense. The world has changed, and Canada is not going to sit by and wait to see where that change goes. Canada is in this budget going to lead that change.
No,
we're
you're
going
not.
to take over, we're going to control who we are. We have already started with a good economy. We know we have got the lowest inflation right now in the economy. We see what's going on in the United States. I heard people talking about food prices the other day. Well, I think you have to pay $15 to buy a carton of eggs in the United States. I know, I just
You
bought
think?
some for $4.69.
Do you even know?
At my local supermarket. The know-how, the innovation, what we need is for people to believe that we can do it. The rest of the world is believing, Sweden, for example. And so let's move, Mr. Speaker. And I say, build it, and they will come. Thank you.
Questions and comments. Question et commentaire. The honourable member for Langley Township, Fraser Heights.
Very good, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to thank my honourable colleague from British Columbia for her speech on the economy. I've noticed that on the budget, I've noticed that when we're talking
Okay,
about economy,
she just said she
Liberals are very
thinks a
selective
carton
in
of eggs
the
is
facts and the statistics
$15
that they
in
like
the
to highlight. They
States.
say, oh, our
It's about
debt
$5
is-
to
debt
$6
to GDP
dollars
ratio
for a
isn't as
dozen
bad as other
eggs.
countries.
Similar
But
to
they
what we pay
consistently
here.
don't
I don't know
mention
what the fuck she's
self-sovereignty.
talking about.
So to compare apples to apples, they need to include that. Another thing that they don't like to talk about very much is our lagging productivity metrics as compared to our trading nations. This is the ability of a country to be able to service its debt and be productive and be wealthy. They recognize that it's a problem. Because in this budget, for example, it says productivity remains weak, limiting wage gains for workers. Well, Mr. Speaker, I think this is my 5th or 6th Liberal budget that I'm listening to. And every time they acknowledge that productivity is a problem, they never do anything about it. Why should Canadians believe that?
No, they don't.
The honourable member for Vancouver Centre.
Yeah, it's
Because
okay. It's
Speaker, what has
productivity's
changed?
down,
This is
but
a new budget. You talked
not a big
Honourable
deal.
Member talked a little
We'll
bit
just
about
spend our
why
way
should
out of
we
it.
Look at productivity. Yes, Canada has lagged in productivity. And what do when you want to increase productivity? You train people, you skill people, you build industries.
No,
you
you
help
get rid of the
industry to
temporary
become
foreign workers that are
expand,
taking up
to
all
create
those
jobs.
people's
That's
jobs.
what productivity is about.
Then
you make
those
sure that
people
women
that are
can join
skilled
the
in those
workforce.
fields
You
can
make sure
take
that the
those
workforce
jobs
is a
and then they'll
diverse
be
workforce.
fine.
You help people to be skilled. That's what productivity is about. And this budget is addressing that productivity lag.
No, it isn't.
Questions and comments. Question et commentaire. L'honorable député de Joliette.
The Honourable Member for Joliette Manawa. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the colleague for her speech. During the next election campaign, the government chose to abolish the carbon tax for individuals, but then they sent out a check to compensate them.
Yeah.
In provinces like Quebec that don't pay because they have their own system, well, Quebecers were not compensated. So, Quebec taxpayers...
You just said they don't pay. So why would they be compensated?
Up to $900 million toward the carbon fund. So
if you didn't
does the
pay,
colleague believe,
why would
like
you
me,
think
that the government should compensate
$900 million
Quebec
into the
taxpayers for that electoral gift?
Oh.
The Honourable Member for Vancouver Centre.
Mr. Speaker, I think this is very interesting. British Columbia didn't get any money back either. You know why? Because British Columbia had its own carbon tax. It ran it themselves and it gave it back to the people in terms of social programs. So I don't understand why if a province did not participate in the national tax, carbon tax, that they should be compensated for anything. Does it make sense to you? It doesn't to me.
Again, the member's an experienced member. She knows to address her comments through the chair.
Sorry, she was asking you.
I have a lot of opinions, but I won't be sharing them. Question commentaire.
Questions and comments. The Honourable Member for Bourassa. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'd just like to say that the future has to be built. So I'd like to ask my colleague, what does building mean? Are we just building housing units, or are we also building the future of Canadians? And when we talk about this budget and infrastructure, can my colleague explain how that will also help create jobs and create indirect jobs even after we've built that infrastructure? Thank you. The Honourable Member for Vancouver Centre.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Building isn't just about building houses. It's not just about building housing units. It is about building industry. It's about building manufacturing sectors. It's about building skills of workers. It's about creating workers. This is a visionary budget. Let's make no bones about it. This is a budget that's looking straight down the road to a strong future for Canada. And this is a kind of building. Expanding the Port of Vancouver. Building Churchill Port, expanding airports, building in small rural areas all the transmission grids, electricity grids that they need. This is what this budget is all about. That's what we said build. And I keep saying build it, and they will come, and they're coming.
They're coming!
Resuming debate. Reprise de débat. And I will invite the member for Milton East, Halton Hills South to take the floor, and she'll have about 7 minutes before she's interrupted. The Honourable Member.
Thanks very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise today on behalf of the good people of Milton East, Halton Hills South to bring reflections on our government's 2025 budget. A budget that lays the blueprint to address a new paradigm of economic development, nation building, and generational investment. This is a budget that believes in Canada.
They love that
this
word.
Budget is historic, and it comes at an historic time.
Debt.
But it's also a time of challenges. We know that Canada is grappling with recent economic hardships as a result of the unfair tariffs the United States has thrust upon us. These tariffs have contributed to a global disruption of economic conventions and unaffordability around the world.
Before that,
and it's not just a Canadian problem. In fact, we saw recently that unaffordability in the U.S. is so critical that the American president has actually reversed course on his prize tariff policy, reversing tariffs on some food items that Americans struggle to afford and still do. But Canadians know that times of challenge are also times of opportunity. Now is the time for us to reevaluate and recommit to our own destiny. We don't need to rely on anyone to be prosperous. We have much of what we need
about as old
right
as
here.
Nancy Pelosi,
An
too.
educated, hardworking, patriotic population, vast natural resources that the world wants, and a philosophy of cooperation, quality, and responsibility that makes us a desired partner for trade, investment, and collaboration the world over. The broad shifting tides of the global economic landscape are being felt in the daily lives of Canadians. As a government, it's our duty to address this. Our 2025 budget is the foundation of our answer to this challenge. Here in the People's House, we hear it all. We feel it. Affordability, housing, employment, our young people, crime.
They need 172
all need and deserve our collective attention.
For this budget
it is the right
to
of every Canadian to feel secure in their daily needs and endeavors. We understand the importance of investing in resources for a safer community, and that is why Budget 2025 will invest $1.7 billion over 4 years into public safety and border security by hiring 1,000 new RCMP officers and 1,000 new border security agents. And safety in our communities is also top of mind. By investing in law enforcement and justice reform, we will tackle organized crime, gun violence, auto theft, and many other crimes. Safety is the first pillar of prosperity.
No, it's not. Well,
Mr.
not
Speaker,
for you.
I have 4 young adult children. As
Good
a
for
mother,
you.
their
Do you want a
struggles
cookie?
are my struggles. Youth unemployment rates are not acceptable. $594 million over the next 2 years will develop 100,000 summer jobs under our Canada Summer Jobs program. Investing over $300 million over 2 years in our youth employment and skills strategy will provide employment and support to 20,000 young people facing employment barriers. And we will create 55,000 work-integrated learning opportunities for post-secondary students by investing $635 million to our student work placement program.
And
this government has also committed $40 million to create a youth climate corps that will provide paid skill training to young Canadians to quickly respond to environmental emergencies, support recovery, and create a resilient Canada for years to come. And hand in hand with employment is the pride and accomplishment of a home to call one's own. We have been facing a steep housing supply gap. To combat this, our government has allotted $13 billion over 5 years to our Build Canada Homes initiative, supercharging the housing industry and catalyzing private sector partnerships to build homes at a rate unseen since the post-war period.
Thousands of public servants.
We will also expand transitional supportive housing for the most vulnerable among us, working with our provinces, territories, municipalities, and Indigenous communities. And in the short term, we're providing relief by bringing down house purchase costs through our elimination of the GST for first-time homebuyers, allowing them to recover up to $50,000 of GST paid towards a new home, money that will go directly back into their pockets. We are also protecting existing affordable housing through launching the $1.5 billion Canada Rental Protection Fund under Build Canada Homes to ensure that affordable rent is not being lost to increases. To provide quick relief to nearly 22 million Canadians, our government has implemented a middle-class tax cut aimed to specifically target Canadians in the lower and middle tax brackets. In hand with this, our government is
outrageous rental increases. Why are you throwing money
federal tax
at a rental increase?
This will result in approximately 5.5 million Canadians receiving the benefits they are entitled to,
charging their tenants out the ass? Because that's not going to happen.
These benefits belong to the people, and our government is removing obstacles so the people can benefit. Canadians are not afraid of hard work, and this government is implementing a new reskilling package for workers.
They're afraid of hard work for
by
zero
providing
money.
$570 million, we will support training and employment assistance to workers who have been affected by tariffs and global market shifts. Guaranteed in our charter is security of the person, and this is a foundational tenet in Canada's healthcare system, a system that is envied the world over and that every Canadian can look to with pride. This government will invest $5 billion over 3 years to our dedicated health infrastructure fund. We recognize that hospitals, urgent care centres, emergency rooms, and medical schools need to be at the forefront of investment to serve Canadians. In my riding of Milton East, Halton Hills South, plans are underway for a brand new hospital in Georgetown and a palliative care hospice, each facing significant capital costs. Budget 2025's health infrastructure proposal is the type of plan that will support such projects. Our municipalities and our people need this
hospital
support.
Funding.
My history as a municipal councillor in Milton gives me an insightful perspective in this sphere. So much of our municipal planning depends on investing in core public infrastructure. Municipalities have limited ways to raise revenue and cannot run budget deficits, yet are burdened with increasing responsibilities, typically without the corresponding financial support. I am so proud to stand up for this budget, which commits $54 billion to create core public infrastructure over the next 5 years through our Build Communities Strong Fund. This infrastructure is imperative to support municipalities as they work to facilitate home building in our communities. Of course, with development, we must be mindful of our impact on our natural environment. Our budget outlines the path to supporting a green future while providing prosperity by becoming an energy superpower in both clean and conventional energy. Our Prime Minister has been clear. Canada's new government will spend less so we can invest more. At a time when Canadians are facing economic pressures in their daily lives, this government recognizes its duties in solidarity with all Canadians. That's why this budget demands $60 billion in savings, and we've done this while still protecting the vital services that Canadians rely on: childcare, dental care, pharmacare, and our national school food program. Mr. Speaker, I'm so proud to be a Canadian and a member of a government that is unafraid of taking bold action and meeting challenges head on.
Comme il est 18h15.
It being 6:15 p.m., it's my duty to interrupt the proceedings and put forthwith every question necessary to dispose of the Ways and Means motion number 2. The question is as follows. Mr. Champagne, seconded by Mr. Carney, moved that this House approve in general the budgetary policy of the government.
No.
Participating in person wishes that the motion be carried or carried on division, or if a member of a recognized party participating in person wishes to request a recorded division, I would invite them to rise and indicate it to the chair. Recorded division?
Well, I'd love to carry it on division, but I have a sense that there's a desire for recorded division, Mr. Speaker.
Then call in the members.
Here we go. Voting time. So, like I said, the Liberals need 172 yes votes for the budget to pass. So, while they're calling in the members, I am going to put it on solo cam and quickly just check Twitch and Kick Chat. Okay, so we're good. We are good with the Twitch and Kick. We are not missing anything. Back over to CPAC. Back over to screen share. All right, so yeah, like I said, all this debate and 90% of the cabinet wasn't even there to decide based on the arguments. This parliament is a joke. It is. It is. I wonder how many people are going to be voting from home. I really do. I wonder who's going to be voting remotely. Because they can't all be... I hope they're not... I hope that they didn't just piss off and go home. So I think starting on the weekend, I am going to start work on Shadow's Edge, which is book 2 of the Whispers in the Dark series. Oh, you can make group chat. Oh, yeah. There's an actual group chat tab now for Twitter. Interesting. "25 minutes till session's back." Okay. So we will mute that. Set 25-minute timer.
25 minutes starting now.
Okay. Let me just... Why is voiceover not talking now? There we go. That was weird. Okay. Okay, so we are muted. Now let's jump over to our other videos. I'm going to put this on solo cam really quick. And we will be back for our wonderful, wonderful parliamentary vote. Let's go back here. Sent a link. There we go. Where are we here? What is it? Wait. What the hell is it doing? There we go. Okay, what other videos do I have? r/livestream fails. Okay. What is this post? I want to make sure that it's not muted. Okay, we're gonna go to the slider. Why is this not... Okay. I hate Reddit! I hate this video player. Okay. Now, let's put this over here to the screen share. Asmongold offers $100,000 if QT Cinderella can prove the Streamer Awards nominees were picked by fan votes. Oh my.
Viewers don't have...
What?
That they're view botting.
I won't say the quiet part out loud.
It's clear botting.
There we go.
It is always funny. Audiences will complain every year that they weren't nominated and
Yes.
then like not do nominations on stream or not tweet about it or not like ask their audience to vote for them or nothing. They'll give nothing. They give nothing, you know? It's like, you gotta. You do have to log in with a Twitch account and you have to fill it out, which I know some people's viewers don't have.
I'm confused.
She's trying to insinuate that they're view botting.
Oh.
Part out loud.
It's clearly what she's doing.
That's what she's doing. Okay.
They're view botters. So here's the thing. You're lying. You know you're lying. Everybody knows you're lying. If you are not lying, I think this is what my assertion is. I think that you have exercised editorial control and you have picked the nominees not completely from fan voting, but from your own opinions and to keep the show brand friendly. I think
Makes
that
sense.
the priority for the show is to make sure that the show gets as many viewers as possible and maintains as many sponsors as possible. I think that's what happened.
Absolutely.
And I am willing to bet $100,000 on it.
Oh, fuck.
Invite me next year to watch the voting. And if the people that get voted on actually are the ones that get nominated, I will donate $100,000 to the charity of your choice.
God damn.
That is how certain I am that you're lying. Go ahead.
That's well done, Asmongold.
So we'll see what happens.
Well done.
Surely they would take it up. Surely they would take it up with me, right? Of course. And I
You'd
think
be
it's so
stupid
obvious.
not to.
It's so obvious they're lying. Like anybody could tell this. Anybody could know this. And I mean, you'll be watching. They won't do it. Of course, right?
No,
And
of
then
course
you
they
have
won't
the
do it
actual
because
nominees.
A, they don't want
That's my
to
whole
deal
point.
with him, and B, because they know that he's right. That's pretty much it. They know he's right, so they're not going to they're not going to take him up on that because they why would they? Why would they? They have no reason to. Because they don't, like, if they don't do it, then they have nothing to lose. If they do, and they're proven to be liars, well, then they're extra fucked. So, of course they won't. Of course they won't. Why would they? They have no reason not to. Where is this not? Why is this not working here? Come on. Why is the YouTube video not working?
What is the single children?
That's not the one I wanted. Why is the Mexico is done thing not happening?
Pass me the mouse.
Why is what now?
The Mexico is cooked video won't play.
Yeah,
I don't like the way Twitter's laid out anymore.
No, Twitter has completely bombed out on all of their shit, and yeah, because now it's not even a link. Of course. Thank you, YouTube. That's what I figured it was. That's why I came in. I'm like, I have a feeling that once again, it is our glorious overlords playing fuckery. See, everyone's all laughing about this. This dog paw thing over the Hasan I shocked my dog video.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that's an entirely new overlay that they've been doing for everything.
Oh.
How quickly did Hasan's China... Mexico just saw massive protests against their liberal president, Sheinbaum, which got so intense their police even brought back the Greek phalanx. But oddly, the mainstream media skewed this story from the perspective of the accused narco president.
Oh.
It'll be interesting to see which outlets view this from the citizen side and which writers report this from the perspective of the cartels. As all of this started when a Mexican mayor took on the cartels, only to be assassinated days later. The Trump administration began planning going into Mexico with the military, stating the cartels run their government.
Because the cartels have
Hi everyone.
a tremendous grip on Mexico.
Welcome to the stream.
The politicians and the people that get elected.
Share it out.
To which Mexican President Sheinbaum stated something to the effect of, "We must protect the cartels from fascism."
Yeah, the music.
Entonces, estos llamados autoritarios, porque son autoritarios, es ir hacia el fascismo.
Now obviously we're not able to translate this one-to-one, because if their president really claimed protect the rights of the cartels, that would be insane, which is exactly how the Mexican citizens are responding, as their president quickly built massive barricades in anticipation of Saturday's protest, to which it originally appeared to be genuinely peaceful, as they chanted against their alleged narco president. And aside from all the one-piece pirate flags, it is somewhat refreshing to see citizens protest while waving their own country's flag. But when these Gen Z protesters made it to the walls outside the National Palace, they attempted to scale the makeshift barricades, later trying to tear down the gates, only to be met with a rainbow of OC sprays.
And Asmongold showed some of this on his stream as well.
But this didn't deter them, as they kept at it, chanting, "Yes, we can."
God damn. This is nuts.
As I would say their protesters were more serious than American idiots in their inflatable suits, but even they had an activist in an astronaut costume.
Well, you know what? I get it, but these guys have a legitimate reason to be angry. They have been, for decades, the cartels have been running not just Mexico, but Central and South America as a whole. And the people are getting tired of it. They're getting tired of cartels running everything, the government being bought by the cartels, the police being bought by the cartels. They're just tired of it. And who can blame them, quite frankly?
Which doesn't completely negate the seriousness of this, but it does show how performative these protests are becoming, as they did eventually break down their barricades. Using the other gates to face off with the police.
Listen, look at this. This is crazy.
Successfully taking away other parts of the barricade.
Down it goes. Wow. This is crazy. They are not happy.
But this was just the beginning, as there were still hundreds of riot police now forming a sort of Greek phalanx behind their shields, for which the rioters tried to break through.
They're doing a freaking Spartan. This is not Spartan.
Implementing some not so successful tactics.
I can't. This is like watching a fucking train wreck. Just, you cannot look away. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane.
Until the police phalanx began to advance on their position.
Thank you. This is nuts. It's just anarchy.
And when they finally clashed, it didn't go so well for the Gen Z rioters, with some of the riot police being snatched by the mob and beaten. In other instances where the rioters fell behind police lines, also being beaten. But eventually, the riot police were able to push back the mob outside the National Palace, completely clearing out the courtyard, restoring order. Now, when the Daily Mail covered the riot, they reported on the Gen Z protesters calling for the president's resignation, as 20 of them were arrested for battery, assault, and robbery, with 60 officers also being injured, with 40 of them being sent to the hospital, as President Sheinbaum accused right-wing groups being behind this. And although she wasn't actually at the National Palace as this happened, she later denounced the Gen Z protest and violence that occurred.
Yeah, how dare they not want the cartels to own the country anymore? Those rotten bastards.
Now, I don't suddenly trust the mainstream media, especially to translate another language and to tell me what's actually happening, but judging from the massive amounts of people waving the Mexican flag against their far-left president, I'm somewhat inclined to believe this president isn't actually representing the people. Where recently, a conservative senator from Mexico actually came to our media to say the same.
Is Mexico a narco state?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And she's dead now, by the way.
We all Mexicans know about it. And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels that have infested our nation.
Yeah. She's dead now.
Can you explain this alliance between the president, her party, the Morena party, and the cartels?
The cartels have given so much money to these politicians, narco politicians of Morena, to get into office, to get the power. So they protect the Mexican government, protects the cartels. That is why President Sheinbaum doesn't want the strong American leadership to help Mexico defeat the cartels. True. And also Sheinbaum doesn't want the rest of the world to know what is happening here in Mexico. We are on the steps to be the next Venezuela.
She's not, she wasn't wrong. She was not wrong, and I think it was last week she was reported.
Which really makes you wonder why places like left-wing Bloomberg see this story and write their article from the perspective of how can President Sheinbaum stop these protests, and not why does most of Mexico believe they have a narco president. So if you appreciate my concise,
that's a fair question.
Comment.
That is a very, very valid point. Why? If this is such a, quote, fringe, right-wing opinion, why does most of the country have it? You know what I mean? Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. You can't have it both ways. You really can't have it both ways. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. And it's crazy that people actually think that it can work that way. I'm just checking chat over and over. I'm just checking chats over here. Twitch and Kick. Where are we here? Okay, I think we are good. Let me just check here. Okay. Let's see here. Just checking out here what's going on. Okay, we are good to go here. We are, let me just go back over so that I can check on the voting. And then I will eat my food because I am hungry and it smells good. I think Driving Ape brought me some pork. Oh, we're still voting. Okay. We are still voting. Okie dokie. Where's our last video? Here it is. All right. There's one more video that I would like to watch here. All right. Ah! How'd I get that far down over there? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to... Twitter really broke its layout here for DMs, and I'm trying to get back to my links here. And it's being a dick. Okay. Hold on. There we go. I finally did it! Okay.
What is these?
Okay. Now we can watch this. Until the vote is done. Holy crap, this is long. Okay. Maybe we will... Hold on. The traumatizing history of Animorphs. Oh, that... Okay. Yeah. I know. I maybe I'll do that one with, Hold on. Where are we here? Oh, here we go. Here we go.
The question is as follows. Mr. Champagne, seconded by Mr. Carney, moved that this House approve in general the budgetary policy of the government.
The 10-minute period for members voting electronically has started, and the House will now proceed to the vote for members participating in person. All those in favor of the motion will please rise.
Mr. Carney. Mr. Ali. Madame Diab. Mr. McDonald-Malpeck. Mr. McGinty. Mr. Lightbound. Mr. Robertson. Ms. DeBrusen. Monsieur Leblanc. Madame Joly. Monsieur McKinnon-Gatineau. Monsieur Champagne. Ms. Thompson. Mr. Hodgson. Mr. Ananda-Sangari. Ms. Haidu. Madame Michel. Monsieur Guilbeault. Mr. Fraser. Mr. Sidhu Brampton East. Mrs. Olszewski. Mr. Solomon. Mrs. Valdez. Monsieur Duclos. Ms. Gould. Madame Petitpas-Taylor. Mr. Blair. Mr. Wilkinson. Ms. Fry. Ms. Chager. Mr. Osborne. Mr. Fagascados. Mr. Fuhr. Mr. Vancouverden. Ms. Gainey. Madame Provost. Ms. Sahota. Mr. Belanger, Desnete, Mississippi, Churchill River.
Belanger, Desnete, Mississippi, Churchill River.
Ms. McKnight. Ms. Chartrand. Mr. Gerritsen. Ms. Anand. Ms. Alty. Ms. Gullmasty. Mr. Sarai. Ms. McLean, Esquimalt Sandwich Soup. Mr. Long. Mr. Zericelli. Madame Chanette. Ms. Latanzio. Mr. Nakvi. Mr. Housefather. Mr. Nur Mohammed. Madame Minna. Monsieur Miller. Ms. Jasic. Mr. Beach. Ms. Scrow. Mr. Duguid. Mr. Erskine Smith. Mr. Fisher. Mr. Dhaliwal. Madame Chattel. Mrs. Romanato. Mr. Louis Kitchener-Conestoga. Mr. Asasi. Mr. Grant. Mr. Letao. Mr. Bardisi. Madame Kayabaga. Mr. Lamoureux. Madame Brière. Mr. Turnbull. Mr. Kellaway. Mr. Gay. Mr. Hogan. Madame Koutrakis. Ms. Chi. Mr. Miles. Mr. Biddle. Mr. Cormier. Ms. Dillon. Ms. Zerowitz. Mr. El Khoury. Mr. Fergus. Mr. Fonseca. Mr. Yacono. Ms. Khalid. Mr. Lauzon. Mr. Maloney. Ms. Suds. Madame Desrochers. Ms. McKelvey. Mr. Gasparo. Mr. Hanley. Madame Rochefort. Mr. Casey. Mr. Blois. Madame Bendayan. Madame Fortier. Mr. Oliphant. Mr. Baptiste. Mr. Clausen. Madame Lavac. Monsieur Ramsey. Ms. Church. Mr. McKinnon, Coquitlam, Port Coquitlam. Mr. Morrissey. Monsieur Shifke. Mr. Sheehan. Ms. Sidhu Brampton South. Ms. Vandenbeld. Mrs. Zaid. Ms. Yip. Mr. Baker. Mr. D'Entremont. Madame Lalonde. Mr. Pulowski. Mr. Weiler. Mr. Zuberi. Mr. Eolfson. Madame Lapointe, Rivière de Mille-Îles. Mr. Baines. Mr. Koto. Mr. Gahir. Ms. Hefner. Madame Lapointe, Sudbury. Mr. Souza. Mr. Carr. Ms. Akan. Mr. Al Saoud. Madame Auguste.
Clap.
Mr. Chang.
Mr. Chang.
Mr. Clark.
Mr. Clark.
Mr. Connors.
Mr. Connors.
Madame Dandurand.
Madame Dandurand.
Mr. Danko.
Mr. Danko.
Monsieur Deschênes-Thériault.
Mr. Deschênes-Thériault.
Mr. Earl.
Mr. Earl.
Madame Mendez.
Madame Mendez.
Ms. Fancy.
Ms. Fancy.
Mr. Fanjoy.
Mr. Fanjoy.
Mr. Greaves.
Mr. Greaves.
Ms. Harrison.
Ms. Harrison.
Ms. Hurdle.
Ms. Hurdle.
Monsieur Joseph.
Mr. Joseph.
Monsieur Lavoie.
Mr. Lavoie.
Mr. McDonald Cardigan.
Mr. McDonald Cardigan.
Mr. Millette Bay of Quinty.
Mr. Millette Bay of Quinty.
Ms. Miedema.
Ms. Miedema.
Madame Mingarelli.
Madame Mingarelli.
Ms. Nathan.
Ms. Nathan.
Ms. Wien.
Ms. Wien.
Monsieur Tumba.
Monsieur Tumba.
Ms. O'Rourke.
Ms. O'Rourke.
Mr. Rana.
Mr. Rana.
Ms. Royer.
Mr. Royer.
Mr. Saini.
Mr. Saini.
Monsieur Sari.
Monsieur Sari.
Mr. Sawatsky.
Mr. Sawatsky.
Ms. Sodi.
Ms. Sodi.
Mr. St-Pierre.
Mr. St-Pierre.
Ms. Tesser-Dirksen.
Tesser Dirksen.
Monsieur Villeneuve.
Mr. Villeneuve.
Mr. Watchorn.
Monsieur Watchhorn.
Ms. May.
Ms.
Fuck
May.
you. Fuck you, Liz.
All those opposed to the motion. All those opposed to the motion will please rise.
Mr. Polyev.
Mr. Collier.
Mr. Doherty.
Mr. Doherty.
Mr. Schmale.
Schmale.
Mr. Brock.
Mr. Brock.
Mr. Bazan.
Mr. Bazan.
Mrs. Block.
Mrs. Block.
Mrs. Thomas.
Mrs. Thomas.
Monsieur Deltel.
Mr. Deltel.
Monsieur Paulus.
Mr. Paulus.
Mr. Upal.
Mr. Upal.
Ms. Landsman.
Ms. Landsman.
Mr. Hallan.
Mr. Hallan.
Ms. Lewis Haldeman Norfolk.
Louis Haldeman Norfolk.
Ms. Dancho.
Ms. Dancho.
Mr. Chong.
Mr. Chong.
Mr. Seaback.
Mr. Seaback.
Mr. Barrett.
Mr. Barrett.
Mr. Chambers.
Mr. Chambers.
Mr. Albus.
Mr. Albus.
Mr. Lake.
Mr. Lake.
Mr. Richards.
Mr. Richards.
Mr. Aitchison.
Mr. Aitchison.
Mr. Small.
Mr. Small.
Mr. Mazer.
Mr. Mazer.
Mr. Jennis.
Mr. Jennis.
Mr. Brassard.
Mr. Brassard.
Mr. Duncan.
Mr. Duncan.
Mr. Workington.
Mr. Workington.
Mrs. Cramp-Nyman.
Mrs. Cramp-Nyman.
Mr. Kana.
Mr. Kana.
Mrs. Roberts.
Mrs. Roberts.
Mr. Morin.
Mr. Morin.
Mr. Ross.
Mr. Ross.
Madame Vien.
Madame Vien.
Monsieur Godin.
Monsieur Godin.
Monsieur Martel.
Mr. Martel.
Ms. Rumpel Garner.
Rumpel Garner.
Mr. Cooper.
Mr. Cooper.
Mr. Lloyd.
Mr. Lloyd.
Mr. Lawrence.
Mr. Lawrence.
Mr. Van Popta.
Mr. Van Popta.
Mr. Kelly.
Mr. Kelly.
Monsieur Généreux.
Mr. Généreux.
Monsieur Gould.
Monsieur Gould.
Mr. Viss.
Mr. Viss.
Mr. Tucker.
Mr. Tucker.
Mr. Steinley.
Mr. Steinley.
Mr. Zimmer.
Mr. Zimmer.
Mr. Lobb.
Mr. Lobb.
Mr. Baldinelli.
Mr. Baldinelli.
Mr. Davidson.
Mr. Davidson.
Mr. Melillo.
Mr. Melillo.
Mr. Calkins.
Mr. Calkins.
Mr. Redicott.
Mr. Redicott.
Mr. Muse.
Mr. Muse.
Mr. Waugh.
This is a
Ms.
pretty
Rude.
split.
Mr. Ho.
Mr. Ho.
Mrs. Falk, Battleford, Lloydminster, Meadow Lake.
Mrs. Falk, Battleford, Lloydminster, Meadow Lake.
Ms. Gladue.
Ms. Gladue.
Mr. Majumdar.
Mr. Majumdar.
Mrs. Goodridge.
Mrs. Goodridge.
Mr. Shipley.
Mr. Shipley.
Mr. Bragdon.
Mr. Bragdon.
Mr. Tolmie.
Mr. Tolmie.
Monsieur Lefebvre.
Mr. Lefebvre.
Mr. Arnold.
Mr. Arnold.
Mrs. Gallant.
Mrs. Gallant.
Mr. Allison.
Mr. Allison.
Mr. Vierson.
Mr. Vierson.
Mr. Epp.
Mr. Epp.
Mr. Williamson.
Mr. Williamson.
Mr. Falk Provencher.
Mr. Falk Provencher.
Mr. Diot.
Mr. Diot.
Mr. Macaulay.
Mr. Macaulay.
Mr. Menegakis.
Mr. Menegakis.
Mrs. Wagenthal.
Mrs. Wagenthal.
Mrs. Jensen.
Mrs. Jensen.
Mr. Abultaif.
Mr. Abultaif.
Mr. Mott.
Mr. Mott.
If they win,
Mr.
they're
Dalton.
gonna act like they won
Mr.
by a landslide.
Dowdle.
Mr.
And they're
Dowdle.
not
Mr.
gonna
Cram.
win.
Mr. Cram.
Mr. Morrison.
Mr. Morrison.
Mr. Patzer.
Mr. Patzer.
Mr. Leslie.
Mr. Leslie.
Mr. Giovanni.
Mr. Giovanni.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mrs. Anstey.
Mrs. Anstey.
Mr. Au.
Mr. Owl.
Mr. Babber.
Mr. Babber.
Mr. Bailey.
Mr. Bailey.
Mr. Bélanger, Sudbury Est, Manitoulin, Nickelbelt.
Monsieur Bélanger, Sudbury Est, Manitoulin, Nickelbelt.
Mr. Bexty.
Mr. Bexty.
Mr. Bonk.
Mr. Bonk.
Mrs. Borelli.
Mrs. Borelli.
Ms. Cobenia.
Ms. Cobenia.
Mrs. Cody.
Mrs. Cody.
Mr. Davies, Vancouver South.
Niagara South.
Niagara South.
Mr. Davies, Niagara South.
Mr. Dawson.
Mr. Dawson.
Mrs. DeRitter.
Mrs. DeRitter.
Mr. Gill, Calgary Skyview.
Mr. Gill, Calgary Skyview.
Mr. Gill, Brampton West.
Mr. Gill, Brampton West.
Mr. Gill, Calgary McKnight.
How many Gills are there?
Mr.
Holy
Gill,
fuck.
Windsor West.
Mr. Gill, Windsor West.
Mr. Nader.
Mr. Nader.
Mr. Gill, Abbotsford, South Langley.
Mr. Gill, Abbotsford, South
There's like
Langley.
Mr.
five
Holo.
Mr. Gills.
Mr. Guglielmin.
Mr. Guglielmin.
Mr. Gunn.
Mr. Gunn.
Mr. Aldi.
Mr. Ardi.
Mr. Holman.
Mr. Holman.
Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Kibble.
Mr. Kibble.
Ms. Kirkland.
Ms. Kirkland.
Mrs. Conans.
Mrs. Conant.
Ms. Cronus.
Miss Cronus.
Mr. Couric.
Mr. Couric.
Mr. Lawton.
Mr. Lawton.
Mr. Ma.
Mr. Ma.
Mr. Mahal.
Mr. Mahal.
Mr. Mantle.
Mr. Mantle.
Mr. McKenzie.
Mr. McKenzie.
Mr. Reynolds.
Mr. Reynolds.
Mr. Stevenson.
Mr. Stevenson.
Mr. Strauss.
Mr. Strauss.
Monsieur Blanchette.
Monsieur Blanchette.
Monsieur Garon.
Monsieur Garon.
Madame Normandin.
There's the Bloc
Monsieur
Québécois.
Bruno
It's the first time I've ever been happy
Monsieur
to see
Simard.
them.
Monsieur Simard.
Monsieur Fortin.
Monsieur Fortin.
Monsieur Thériault.
Monsieur Thériault.
Monsieur Champoux.
Monsieur Champoux.
Monsieur Perron.
Monsieur Perron.
Monsieur Bonin.
Monsieur Bonin.
Monsieur Savard-Tremblay.
Monsieur Savard-Tremblay.
Monsieur Sainte-Marie.
Monsieur Sainte-Marie.
Madame Larouche.
Madame Larouche.
Madame de Bellefeuille.
Madame Bellefeuille.
Madame Gaudreau.
Madame Gaudreau.
Monsieur Beaulieu.
Monsieur Beaulieu.
Monsieur Blanchette-Jonca.
Monsieur Blanchette-Jonca.
Monsieur Lemire.
Monsieur Lemire.
Mr. Davies, Vancouver Kingsway.
Mr. Davies, Vancouver Kingsway.
Monsieur Bouleris.
Oh shit.
Miss McPherson.
Oh shit.
Miss McPherson.
Ms. Kwan.
Ms. Kwan.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yes, they did. They did say it, and they backed it up. Where's the electronic votes? Come on, guys, bring it home.
The electronic voting period has ended, and the House will now await the end of the broadcasting of the votes for members voting electronically before resuming its proceedings. Once the proceedings resume, I will invite members who encountered technical difficulties to identify themselves.
So we've got a little bit. I'm gonna just keep it here. But this is close. This is close. Because with the Bloc and the Conservatives together, I'm trying to find something out here.
They're showing the electronic.
They are?
Yes, hit spacebar. Let me see it. Okay, so yeah, updated electronic votes. So right now, yeah, they're showing the name. They're doing the. Yeah, see, that's why I didn't want you to get it away too quick. They were just doing a really quick pause.
Okay.
So.
What's going on?
You paused it. It's going. There's stuff going on. They're probably just muted.
Oh, they're being. Oh, here.
If members were not able to vote due to technical difficulties, they may now use the raise hand function, and the chair will recognize them. Ms. Gazan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to make sure, like, this budget had nothing
look, it's
for
the Manitoba crazy person.
I can't hear the honourable member. But the honourable member, if I could have a bit of silence in the House so I can hear the honourable member. How does the honourable member vote?
Yes, I just want to make sure.
Just say yes or no. You fucking. Yes. It's the stupid loud bitch from Winnipeg.
Ms. Gazan, your vote has been registered as no. Are you attempting to change that vote?
No, I'm not.
Okay. The honourable official opposition House leader has a point.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I had technical difficulty. I would like to vote no.
All right.
Mr. Reed.
Who?
Mr. Reed. You can just recognize
Mr. Reed, yes.
Mr. Speaker, I was unable to use my app. I would like to vote no.
Okay.
Anyone else? Okay. The table will now compile the results of the vote.
pour, 170, 170. Nays contre, 168, 168.
Oh!
I declare the motion carried.
Fuck off! 2 fucking 2. I'm oh my god. And you know what's really gonna suck now? They're gonna sit here and they're gonna act like they won that vote by a landslide. Watch. Fucking watch. Tomorrow's question period, the Liberals are going to act like they won that budget vote 170 to fucking 50. It's gonna be pathetic. They came within 2 votes of a federal election. Because it was 170 to 168, wasn't it? 9? But still, they're gonna act like they won it by landslide victory. And that was the closest confidence vote I've seen in quite a while. I'm honestly, I'm not surprised, because it was gonna, especially with Chris D'Entremont crossing the aisle. But I am, as frustrating as it is to lose the confidence vote, I am glad that more and more people in the opposition, like not just conservatives, but Bloc Québécois and everything, and even NDP or independent people that were NDP, are starting to vote no and starting to see just how insane this government is. And all we can do is keep using the system that we have and pushing and pushing and pushing. And that's all we can do. That's why I'm covering all this. That's why we talk about it. And I really, as disappointing as it is, we have to keep trying. We have to keep trying. It's frustrating as fuck, but it's something we just have to do. Let's see here. Let's check chat. Okay. So, I think what I'm going to do now is I am going to go and spend some time with my family, because everybody got home from school and work and I've been in here. So, I think this is actually a pretty good time to stream, from like 4 to 7-ish. I think that's a pretty good time. People seem to be coming in and hanging out. So let's keep this up. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. And I hope you guys had fun. And there's 2 longer videos that I'd like to watch tomorrow that we didn't get to. And I'm sure there will be more new things to watch, because all the crazy shit keeps happening. And we're gonna have fun. So thank you all for hanging out with me. Like, share, subscribe, check out my Streamlabs and my Patreon and all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.